Welcome back, everybody. Welcome, welcome, welcome. It is a spicy day. It is Sunday. The weekend has passed us by, and we're going to enter the new week tomorrow. Thanks for joining us. We got over 150 viewers. We literally just went live. Smash the like buttons if you're loving these streams. Smash the dislike button if you don't. And listen in for a while, and if you change your mind, maybe go to the like button. Either way, interact with the stream, help engagement by chatting, voting in the polls, sharing the stream, subscribing, liking, etc. Just being present with us today. Shout out to our sponsors, Bybit. Trade with me on Bybit, the #1 crypto derivatives exchange. Remember risk management, trade wisely, etc. Actually, I do have a little update. So I don't have any more information yet about Bybit and the Genesis money that they lent, whatever it is. I don't have all the details, but I do have a little update. Is I've learned since then that so they lent out 151 million and they liquidated 120 million, and I believe that means they got that 120 million back. So I don't really know what's happened with the rest of it, but when I first read it, I didn't know if that was like an additional loan or what. Apparently that is returned funds, so they're sitting pretty well. Again, there is always risk in centralized exchanges. Even if they're our sponsor, that doesn't mean that you should ignore. Doesn't mean you should ignore risk management. We do pick the best of the best, but nothing is immune. Nothing is immune when things get crazy. But things are looking pretty good there. I'm not nearly. I was a little worried, but like not super worried. I'm not worried at all anymore. That seems to be wrapped up, at least for that specific thing. Let's turn these tunes down, turn them up. Shout out to crowdanalysis.com, our new project launched this year. A general finance market econ blog. We have some new publishes here by Mr. Poppy. Go check them out. Actually, it looks like, and some others. If you'd like to contribute, you'd like to get your name out there, you'll see in these articles, it's all about highlighting the author, not myself, kind of a horizontal. You'll have your links here, and we'll publish you. If you're interested, just join our Discord, discord.gg/TomCrown. Send me a message directly. I'll hook you up. Let's get into the content, guys. Sorry, I got a little wrapped up there. Take a peek at the top cap coins. What's going on? In the last day, pretty flat market for the top 10. We have to go all the way down to Mr. Doge to see a 5% gain in the last 24 hours. Does not really look like there's much else moving on the top caps right now. We're definitely going to look at Doge today. In the last hour, however, we have some very spicy charts to look at. I have them pulled up for you. We're going to go over many altcoins today, as we always do. We're certainly going to take a look at these leaders. It looks like OSMO, Filecoin, FTM, GMX, Atom, Mina, and a few others leading the way in the last hour. In the last day, Axie Infinity kind of moving away from the market with a 22% gain while the rest of the market remains flat. We see Curve Dow pops into there, FTM pops in, and Aptos. We've been watching Aptos. I was a doubter, but holy shit, it does seem as if Aptos hit a new all-time high. Wild. We're definitely going to look at that as well. Real quick, let's take a peek at the micro caps and the total losers and winners. It looks like Osmos really is up there. Axie Infinity up there. I'm not really familiar with most of these others as they're pretty small market caps. Biggest losers, nothing really lands with me. Bonk. Looks like Bonk continues to sell off. Rip Bonk. Who thought that wouldn't go badly? Anyone? I mean, be real. In the crypto news, what's going on? Solo Bitcoin miner solves block. This happens every once in a while. This is pretty cool. Nothing to do with the charts. Not going to have an impact on price. This is not the first time nor last time this has ever happened, but it is extremely rare to have a solo Bitcoin miner solve a block. Typically, they're done in pools or with really large facilities. They wouldn't call those solo miners. Basically, what this means is someone mining Bitcoin by themselves hit the lotto. They got an entire block reward just to themselves plus fees, and that's what, 6.25 or 6.5? I forget. Bitcoin just to themselves. Kind of cool. Really nothing to do with anything. I just want to point that out. Who cares if this guy says Doge is breaking out? Seems like he's a little late. We were long in that on this channel a while ago. And someone illuminated a Bitcoin logo on Berlin's iconic TV tower. I like it. That's like friendly vandalism. I like it. Flare speaks out. Who cares? Is anyone still holding on to Flare? We should probably do a little poll. did anybody get their flare? And then is anyone holding it? Did anyone sell it? Or, you know, like who didn't get it? We'll do a poll there. We got a little poll with 236 votes. 54% of us looking bullish. We've got 300 viewers now. Welcome, everyone. Don't forget to smash those likes and subscribes. 150 likes. Let's get 420. I'll give away some memberships, and we can all blaze it after the show. We'll get there. We can do it. Another resistance breaks Cardano price. We'll take a look at Cardano. These articles, guys, I go through these, honestly, not because there's ever anything important. I want to normalize you to how gibberish news is in crypto. It is a problem. These articles, you'll see them posted by maybe legitimate sources. Like, I don't know, crypto potato, maybe it is, maybe it isn't, I don't know. But these are just as bad, if not worse, than any crypto, like YouTube influencer, etc. Like these are really bad. Like I'm not even going to open this article, but like, what is this? It's just bad news. That's why I'm glad that all of you, all 320 right now, have found this channel, because I do my best to sort through the crap for you. I do my best to bring you what's important, what's not, in my opinion, and I try to do that in an unbiased way. I am human, though. Anything interesting? Ripple gained strength as SEC verdict begins. Honestly, we looked at that in the last stream, and I literally wrote, XRP looks really good. What's up, Yusuf Dahili? Taking the scribe Ginity. Thank you, my friend, for being the first one, being brave. If you're out there, follow Yusuf's lead here. Join us. We're racing Bitcoin to 100K. We can do it with your help. So the takeaway I actually see from these news articles, without even reading them, because none of these are really important, is it does seem as if a lot of interest in ADA is popping up. A lot of interest in Ripple's popping up. We see that through the Flare and through Ripple articles. But when we say interest, really, it's like these people, we don't know they're being paid or not. They don't really disclose, etc. There's Aptos as well. Nothing interesting here. We'll move on. I was going to pull this up and talk about it for a little bit. I'm not going to go as in-depth as I had planned. Someone asked in the Discord, jump in there if you're not. Someone asked in the Discord about where they think we are in this cycle. So it's very objective. You know, it's very hard to pin, and it's really kind of... This isn't a guide exactly. It's an idea, and that idea is correct. And we see simplified market cycle. This is maybe closer to reality. You don't know if you can see that. Price, in general, peaks to a point of maximum financial risk and then troughs to a point of maximum financial opportunity. To understand this chart better, perhaps just look at this simplified version. Do you think we're at the point of maximum financial risk or maximum financial opportunity? Then draw your conclusion. In my opinion, we're definitely closer to the trough than we are to the peak. But again, very objective. This is not like a literal thing. I had an even cooler answer for him, and I don't know if I've ever heard any other influencers say this, so I want to share it with you guys. I view this actually as, how do I phrase this? Bitcoin. I'm just going to speak on Bitcoin. Bitcoin is in this chart, okay? But people like to look at this as, okay, this is the start of, let's say, the 4-year cycle, and then that's the end over there, right? This is a cycle. I see Bitcoin on this chart in a different way. Let me zoom out so I can actually show you. Okay, right down here. This is where I believe we are, and I'm not saying this to this cycle. I'm not saying this to, the bear market low. I'm not saying, really, this almost has nothing to do with 2022 or 23. In a much larger picture, where this is essentially like the entirety of Bitcoin. So this is very far out in the future. I believe we are right here. The world has not adopted Bitcoin yet. We have seen interest increase every cycle. This bear market, if the bottom's in, holy crap, was this bear market way more hype than the last one. Like, way more viewers, way more interest, way more people, and that's to be expected. But in a much more macro sense, I believe we're right here. This euphoria top, this could be 10 years from now. It's already been 13 years, and I believe Bitcoin has only really made it to disbelief. People betting kind of diminishing returns, people betting on longer cycles. The idea hasn't made it in yet. It is breaking in. It is on its way. But I don't think that I don't think we've ever even seen this on a realistic scale. And I think intra-cycle, this makes sense. You can say we have euphoria, we have anger, we have depression. I don't want to spend forever on this, but I like this idea is that we are right here in 13 years. We've like just made it maybe into hope. Maybe not. You're just in disbelief. People don't believe Bitcoin is going to be like the world's currency. And that's why I place it here. Tell me your thoughts in chat. You can comment after the video, etc. Welcome to disagree with me. Welcome to agree with me. Actually, just remembered. Also, something new we're doing after the live stream. If you're watching this and the stream's over, or you're, I don't know, you're watching the whole thing till the end, comment at the end of the stream in the comments, in the actual comments, not the live chat, if there's a chart that we didn't look at that you want to see. If we see enough interest around it, we'll look at it. We have already done this for a few. It's a trade-off. We get more comments and more engagement on the stream, and you get to see potentially the charts you're looking at. Moving on. Real quick, update on my live stream trade. So this is a banger, obviously. It is a banger. Open from 16.5, 0.63 Bitcoin in size. We're up 225%, few $1,000. I haven't changed it. I don't really plan on changing it. I said this last stream, I'll say it again. If I was going to do anything to this trade, obviously, probably would move the stop up. That's logical. What would I do it, or where would I move it to? Likely below January 18th's low. The reason being is this was support before we moved higher. So if price does return and break lower, it has broken the structure of the market. Now, that doesn't mean it can't maybe make a descending wedge and break up, right? But for, I don't know, someone scalping or someone looking for a shorter term position, I kind of plan on holding this for a while. That's the logical point I would look for. That is where liquidity is resting, as we like to say. At the moment, I have not done anything, though. I moved up the stop a long time ago. We can see, we have to zoom in really far. The stop's at like 16.6, just slightly above. It'd be like, actually, I probably should move that up a little bit, because at this point, if price does come back down to 16.6 and stops out, I actually will be down, because I have had to pay $62 in fees to keep this open. Maybe a nice little learning lesson for everyone is, in general, leverage is not for long term. In general. And the reason is because if I were to say, let's say the bear market bottoms in and we go to a new all-time high, blah, blah, we never come back down. The problem is going to be at some point, funding is going to eat this position alive. If we do enter a full-on bear or bull market, we will see lots of longs open. We will see funding rocket, and I will be paying like annualized over 100% to keep this open. So it's something that I didn't get for a while when I learned about leverage. I thought like, oh, I could just have this open forever. Well, in reality, no, because you're going to have to pay absurd amounts to keep it open. So keep that in mind. I actually should move this stop up at least. Someone even, I think, said that. Shout out to them, whoever they were. At least to cover that fee, so it actually is a break even. And this also is a really good concept to understand when trading, because the whole market is subject to this kind of same mechanic. Any position in the right direction inevitably starts getting eaten away at. And so the whole market is like contracting at all times in derivatives. Shorts are looking, funding is eating shorts away, so they're going down. Same with longs. Maybe I'm getting a little too gibberish. I didn't plan on talking about this. Let's move on. To the corn. To the corn, man. On the month, things are looking pretty great. As we've been saying all month, though, celebrate, enjoy. We had the worst year, the most brutal year last year of crypto price action. This year, so far, has been pretty much only up. Enjoy it, but do not change the plan. Do not FOMO. Do not decide emotionally to do something based on your enjoyment of it. But let yourself enjoy it. If you're going to beat yourself up on the way down, at least enjoy the way up. Someone also asked, what is the plan? What do you mean? That is not referring to anything I've come up with. That's not a specific thing. The plan is your plan. Whatever your plan is, you should not mess it up. You shouldn't change it just because price has gone a different way for a while. Maybe some of this TA will help you kind of navigate that. And that's the goal of all these streams, is to do TA that might help you in your own navigation of this this wild ride, man. So on the month, we're at a very interesting spot. Let me get rid of actually these other lines. We're at a very interesting spot. On the monthly, we have surpassed 20K drink. We are now exactly at 23.3. The monthly resistance we have down here. We already passed one. Now we have another one. This is from July and August of last year, sitting at virtually exactly 23.3, and price has come up to kiss it. We can even see on the monthly we have a little wick, so a little bit of sellers came in there. That's logical. Makes sense. Something very interesting I tweeted about. You can follow me on Twitter. Follow me on Twitter there. Let me pull this up. Here it is. Something very interesting that I tweeted that I didn't see really anyone else tweet about. The 50 monthly. Now, the 50 monthly moving average is a little weird. I've been thinking about this. I probably should use 48, right? Why 48? Well, a year is 12. 4 years is 48. 50, kind of arbitrary. But anyway, maybe we'll add that on and see if there's like really any difference, because I'm going to doubt that they're very, very far apart. Nah. Okay, 48 is just right above it. That's fine. 50 monthly moving average. So not really something people look at, but what we see is the 50 monthly is right there as well. So we have two confluence, or two agreeing ideas here at 23.3. The 50 monthly and our monthly resistance. This is a very important price to the monthly time frame, hands down. Good news. Let's do the good news and the bad news. Good news is, if this month, or next month really, if price makes it past 23.3, it is pretty cleared to launch to 28.8. There is very little here. If we look at our candles to the left, we see, in fact, this price range has only even been traded on the monthly 3 times. That's on the way up in December of 2020, on the way down in May of 22, and June of 22. Very inefficient price action. I guess technically these wicks, whatever. Keep going. Very inefficient price action. That's the takeaway here. From 22.3 to 28.8. Very, very inefficient price action. If we can break through resistance, I would expect to see an upside move pretty quickly to 28.8. This also makes sense. This is also very logical to the chart. This was a very pivotal point on the chart. We held support there in 21 before going to a new higher high. We fell below it, but we never came back. We never went back to pay the piper. Lots of liquidity resting right here. To see a back test of it makes sense. It just makes sense. There's liquidity. Market makers want liquidity. If we look at our Fibonacci retracement, taking out the fib tool, whip out your fibs, boys. Whip your fibs out. We can see that even 28.8 is not really a deep retracement, so it's really not that much to be excited about. Unfortunately, not that much. This is where the bad news is coming. This is only a 382 retracement. That is very shallow. And in fact, for most bear markets, what we see is a return to the 618 for a lower high and a move down. This is still very much on the table. Very much. That price would be around 40K. We won't know until we get there. Unfortunately, no one knows. People will guess. People will be right in hindsight. And they'll say they knew. They didn't know. No one knows. In fact, I'm really of the mindset that, is this a dead cat bounce? Is this a real rally? I very much am a believer that that is a question that is always in flux. There is no answer. The more hype and the more people that get back in before that retracement, the more likely it is to be a dead cat bounce. If we made it all the way up to 40K and there was no hype and no one cared and everyone was still bearish, bottoms in. That's how I feel. It is absolutely a question in flux. There is no determinism here, I don't believe, on like charts in this kind of macro sense. The bad news as well. So 23.3, we just tested it. It's our monthly resistance. It's our 50 monthly. If we reject here, or even really if we close the monthly below it, open up, let's say we close exactly here for whatever reason, all right? Open below, we then are likely to see a retracement. Very likely. Looking below us on the monthly time frame, I do believe 20K to be a very pivotal level. Obviously, this was the 2017 previous cycle high. It would be the 382 retrace, That's actually pretty interesting. I don't know if you guys caught that, but right here, this is the 382 retrace. And if we look from here to here, that's the 382 retrace. Interesting. Very shallow retracements. I would be looking below at 20K. There's no way to know if that'll hold. This is where it gets spicy. So kind of that mindset of keeping people out, keeping hype down, euphoria down, if, you know, makes it more likely to be a real run. We should then expect, if this is a real run, to see price action movements that kind of create that mindset. Unfortunately, I think that 20K is a pretty good level for that. Of course, we could go up to 28, fall back down. That'd be brutal too. But we would expect, essentially from a bear market bottom, to see very explosive price action. We have it. Not retracing. We really have not seen retracements on this rally up. Very, very muted pullbacks. That move into kind of a euphoric move. So maybe that move to 28.8 would be the euphoric move. Maybe it would be 30 or 40. You know, it depends on kind of the sentiment. We would see like something that people doubt, then a really big move that then collapses and retraces. And where it retraces to is like the important part. So say it goes to 40. If it comes back down to 23, all of a sudden everyone's bearish. I would expect it to continue up. A little game theory for you guys. I don't know if it's too unkosher, but a little game theory. I really do believe it comes down to, is the money in or is it out? And the more that's out, the better. So let's keep moving. Monthly time frame. Below that, unfortunately, below 20 is like 16.5. But not great. So there's your bad news. There's your good news. Whoa. Let's move on. Get it, girl. On the week. This weekly reaching to higher highs. Let's check our market cipher B, my favorite tool. That VWAP is beautiful. We do see that acceleration begin to slow down, but we haven't seen it really top out yet. So if the next week comes in at a more gradual angle, we might be looking for that weekly. I just got a hair in my nose. Might be looking for that weekly to come back down, but so far, no signs. Money flow continues to trend up, but is still negative. And now it looks like with this recent high, the week. Wow, this hair is stuck in my nose. The weekly momentum is reaching the zero line. This is very good, but also very, not risky, very unsettling. The zero line is very powerful. Rejections or bounces from the zero line typically are huge signals for price action coming. We've got, actually, this is great on the week. So people were yelling about divergence, bearish divergence on your highs, blah, 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 right? There's reason that they were yelling that. However, we always say on this channel, you can't count the divergence until you see a reversal. So while it's trending in one direction, doesn't matter if you're seeing that divergence play out or seeing that divergence form. You have to see the reversal. And I remember on the way up, I said, man, RSI is pretty high on the week. We haven't broken our high. So we either are going to paint bearish divergence on the week and go down, or this is suggesting that we're going to see that high broken. And that's what we did see. Higher RSI, higher price. That's good. We can look back here and say, well, now we do, right? Sure, same thing applies. We need to see some kind of reversal. We need to see maybe that move back to 20, then we can say bearish divergence. However, I would also say that this is pretty far back. And at some point, this is relative strength index. It's only really comparing it to the previous X amount of candles. That might be too far back. That's up to debate. You can disagree with that, absolutely. Weekly momentum on MACD, excellent. We were hoping for this. Last week, we looked at this and said, man, this is great. We have 4 weeks of increasing momentum, but we don't have a higher high. We don't have a higher high in our MACD. We had a slightly lower high. I said, if we break that, things are going to be looking pretty up. Looks like we broke it. So with 5 hours to go in today's weekly candle, a close up here is going to look very strong for the weekly. It'll look extremely strong for RSI, extremely strong for MACD and for market cipher. That's nice. That's nice. Looking at LuxAlgo, smart money concepts. We're getting that live order block data. Is this? This is price action concepts. That live order block data. It's kind of like volume profile, except this is live data, not traded past data. Actually, it would be really interesting putting both of these on. Actually, someone call up LuxAlgo. I got an idea for them. An indicator that combines both. That actually, note to self, that's a good idea. Using this indicator, it's identifying our breaks of structure, our changes of character, and our live order block data. Looking below, we got some fat orders down in the 10.9K area. Nothing really in between. And then above us, it looks like we're running into it right here at 23.7, 23.3, about 3.3 million chilling there. This backs up what I was just saying of if you break through this level, you really don't have a lot in the way. We can see the order block data in between 25 and 44, very shallow, very weak. Not a lot there. That can be prepped for a launch. Our break of structure down here on the week, 18.5. Okay. Up here above us, 34. Boom, 34. These are likely going to be levels that interact with price. 34.3. Okay. Not much else there. Let's zoom. No, not zooming down yet. We got to see our moving averages. Our weekly DeathCross. We were the first. We were the first to find this. We're the cutting edge of TA. Smash the likes for the cutting edge. We were the first to find it. Of course, anyway, it's a chart, man. Everybody can find it. But we spotted it early. We said early February 2nd, we're looking for these to cross. It's coming true. Another thing that we did say, and in hindsight, this seems brilliant, is, well, price does tend to go test these, especially when price starts so far away.
Tom, just out of interest, check the BTC GBP Pair on the daily.
What's up, Chaos Steve, my dude? Love you, brother. Definitely we'll check it out. It might be a good day to look at all of the other pairs. What do you guys think? But I'm gonna get through this first. I got it pulled up next up for you, Steve. Might be a good day to look at all the pairs, because I actually got an alert. I'm gonna pull this up. I actually got an alert recently that I forgot I even set on Bitcoin versus the Lira, so we'll take a peek at that too. We said, yeah, especially when price is very far from these crosses, it does tend to seek them out. What happened? Well, we're heading up to it. We're heading up. Right here, in between the 50 and the 200, that's 24 to 25K. That's pretty spicy. We have never, for context, we have never had a weekly death cross in Bitcoin's history ever. That's why this is interesting. Is it important? Not really, in my opinion. I don't think that they're super meaningful. Other than you do get to counter trade them a lot of the time. So if we look at the weekly moving averages and we want to say, where do we start getting very bullish? Retaking the 20 or retaking the 50 and the 200. That's a great start. That's right along where we're looking for of a breakup to like that 28K area or something. That's a great start, man. It's right there on our August highs. Those moving averages. People, they discount them, but they're super legit. Moving averages are super legit. Let me see. I haven't looked at these recently. Let's just pop on the low ones, see what they look like. Nothing really there. Wait, where's our 20? Oh, what the hell did I just do? There we go. 20, way below. Actually, interesting. This is actually kind of cool. We're going to move on, don't worry. I know, spent too much time. I just get in the zone. This is kind of interesting. Using these moving averages and LuxAlgo in combination here, it looks like our break of structure that led to 15.5 is directly at the 20 weekly right there, 18.6. So we didn't have this on our chart. We really had 20K. We were looking at the monthly. We weren't looking at these lower time frames. Let's put a line here, right at that break of structure, right at the 20 weekly. Here's another little maybe hidden support, 18.6. That's good news, actually. We needed something. 18.6. Beautiful. I love the 20 weekly. That is the middle of the Boulanger band, if you throw the Boulanger bands on. Middle of the Boulanger band. It was our break of structure before 15K. Likely to find some orders there. I like that. I like that a lot. At the moment, we're at the top of the weekly bands. Don't be afraid of the bands. However, when you're at the top of the bands, you do typically bet towards the middle of the bands. But then I can go back and kind of disprove that. So We hit the bottom of the band. We did go to the middle, and then we just stayed at the bottom of the band. That is what a trend looks like. When we're trending up, you'll see this in the bull run. You move to the top of the band, and you just stay there. It's almost like it finds support at the top of the band. In a bear market, the opposite. You hit the bottom of the band. It's almost like you find resistance at the bottom of the band. So don't think these are A-B. Don't think that they're super simple. There's a little more to them, but they are very good at identifying trend. Very good. All right, let's move it. Let's move it to the day. To the Dizzy. Hopefully I don't stream for 5 hours today, right? We'll see. We'll see. I'm terrible. Looking at the day, yesterday we did hit a higher high. Today, no lower low, but no higher high. Very sideways price action. Something that does immediately jump out that I'm not a huge fan of here. Large green body on the 23rd during our last stream. Small green body yesterday. And today, if this closes with a small green body, even smaller than yesterday, so smaller than 0.5, like it is right now, this does suggest to me in my experience some exhaustion. We're seeing kind of the opposite of what I call bubbling. And bubbling, this is bubbling. It's just a good word. I don't know. I made up the term. And I actually made up the analysis for it. This bubbling here. You see kind of these smaller green bodies. And then they get bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger. And that usually signifies a trend. The opposite, let's call it bubble popping, is like the reverse. We have big body candles that are getting smaller. Usually we do look for price to reverse, at least temporarily when that happens. That candle isn't closed. We don't count candles that are still open, but it's something to keep an eye on. Faux show. We can say, all right, we'll use our fib tool, right? We always love our fib tool. However, our fib tool, because this uptrend has been so strong, has not really been identifying good pullbacks for us, mostly because there hasn't been any. So maybe this isn't the right thing to do. Maybe it isn't. I don't know. But if we use it because it's our trusty tool and it has done us well throughout the years, our 0.5 retrace, 21.5 we'll call it. Our 0.5, 21.8. Those are the logical spots. We have been seeing very shallow ones, though. Maybe we're only looking for like 22.1. I don't know. This is where we look at for using the fib tool. I don't think it's going to be the best thing for this. This trend has been very strong. And so basically, this trend is either going to continue to accelerate. It's going to not just move up. It's going to be moving up faster and faster. Or the trend is cooked and we're going to see the kind of this bubbling pop. And if we do, this isn't the bubbling pop. The bubbling pop is likely like this. Now, holding 18.6 would still be great and you can still continue to the upside, but that would change the structure of this movement. And it really is unlikely to just kind of chill at these little retracements. We can see our 1618 move is pretty much perfect using our fib tool from our low to our high, 1618 right there at 18.6. Our 2 measured move doesn't really hit anything that we've identified on the weekly or monthly, but it actually does hit pretty well. Does hit pretty well right here with December's high, 17.7. So actually those are extremely good downside targets. If you're looking for this top, so let's say you're bearish right now. You say, yeah, it's gone up too fast. I want to be short. If you want to be short, I think those are the targets I would look to close, or at least look maybe to take profit. Not financial advice, this is what I would do. 18.3, 17.7. If you've been watching since the beginning, you'll kind of get an idea of how we're pulling back the layers of this chart piece by piece. We started on the bigger time frames, we're going smaller, and each time we're identifying potential important price points. Now that we're down to the day, things are getting a little more cramped. Let's take a look at LuxAlgo again. Does look, this order block here is right at the top of this order block. We have a little gap, and then it moves. Whoa, it just disappeared. That's not good. That's odd. I've never seen that happen. Might be a bug. A little gap, but then we have the obvious resistance from our August high. And I hope this backs up our claims earlier. I don't know what's happening. Oh, it deleted. It got deleted. That was odd. Okay, this backs up our claim. On the day, this backs up our claim. We make it up 25. It looks like we have pretty clear sailing. Our next order block. Also a much thinner order block than any of the other ones. Up at 31. That's the takeaway. I think that's the major takeaway. Oh, this is also live data. So that is probably actually why it's moving around and disappearing and reappearing. Because that live data changes. Okay, let's move on. Oh my god, my nose. Sun's out, guns out. Let's go. Sun's out, guns out. You know the jam. Looking at the day, let's kind of identify what's happening. This was beautiful. Oh, the haters, man. Shout out to our haters. They make us. I remember when we were looking at this maybe 2 streams ago, 1 stream ago, we said, man, VWAP's coming down. That's not great. But we had already seen a higher high in money flow. I tweeted it and people said, whatever, you're wrong. And it did continue to go up. Money flow still following that trend. This is a nice bullish trend. Again, though, VWAP showing ugliness, showing weakness. Very small upside VWAP move. Already rejected back down. Not ideal. Not ideal. In general, I think money flow leads, then VWAP, then the rest, then like RSI, then momentum. So it is good to see money flow still trending up. I am definitely cautious of this downtrending VWAP, especially because it could really not make it up. You have a lower high here. Momentum's a little flip-floppy. Yesterday, it does look like it crossed. Today, uncrossing, but today is not closed. It's not closed. So if we see rallying today, this may move back up. But man, that looks good. That VWAP has me a little skeptical, though. On the day, RSI, we're probably going to have bearish divergence here. Not a great sign. Unless, again, we haven't seen a reversal. Unless we see price continue higher, breaking through yesterday's highs, bringing that RSI up to a higher high, that will eliminate the bearish divergence before it's able to paint. But not there yet. We are about to get to low time frames. Maybe we'll see evidence of that. But at the moment, we don't have it. Okay, that's what I thought. At the moment, we don't have it. Let's see. Ichi. Let's throw Ichi on here for the day. Still being beautiful. We are just now. This is interesting to me. We've been pointing out this weakness in the daily cloud down here for many streams, actually. Many streams. Ichimoku Cloud attempts to project forward and not lag. We have this weakness down here, and interesting, we're finally approaching it. It looks like in 1, 2, 3 days, we will hit that time. We'll hit that date where we're over this weak cloud. Kind of weird that we're seeing these smaller candles, maybe signs of exhaustion. Like, that's possible. Keep an eye. January 25th. This is an important date for this chart. Steve, we're going to get to GBP, but Steve also was showing these 2-day clouds, 3-day clouds I want to look at. Broke through the 2-day cloud with gusto. With gusto is good. I don't want the lagging line, but I want crosses. Where are my crosses? There we go. We had a cross in the cloud, technically. Medium bullish. Could be better. We do have some fat clouds down here. Did they line up with our horizontals at all? Interesting, they do. 18.6 lines up down here in the middle of February. Spicy. It was the 3-day, I think, that looked extra cool, right? 3-day in the week. So here is some juicies. Here's some juicy. 3-day cloud is just now twisting with this recent move to the upside. Go back on the chart. Go back on the chart. This twisted back in March of 22. It has not untwisted since. It has now, I believe, confirmed it because there's more than one candle there. I believe it has confirmed it. This doesn't guarantee a move up, but this is a very good sign. This is what they say is a change in the winds when the clouds twist. That's great to see. Absolutely great to see. It has been a very long time. It's been almost 400 days that we've been under this cloud. We're now in the cloud with it twisting. We're still in it. But it's twisting, changing the winds. Let me see. Really flat cloud, though. So say we do move over out of this cloud. Really flat cloud right down there at the 20K mark. That is going to be magnetic for price. We have seen price chase these clouds often. and with pretty interesting precision. The last one, and then I'm going to move on. Last one. The week. This is the spice. The weekly retook the KJ last week. This week, it perfectly backtested it. Beautiful. Beautiful. We see the KJ coming up to cross it. We'll get a cross below the clouds if price remains here. If it doesn't trade below the KJ, we'll get an upwards cross, which is mildly bullish because we're under the cloud. But this flat cloud top up here, man, we've been looking at it right up here, 43.3. As magnetic as that 3-day will be to the downside, the month or the weekly, all the way out to May of this year, gonna be having a magnet there at 43.5. I'd like to see price test this cloud. Interesting also, 28.8, our resistance above from what the monthly is directly at the bottom of this cloud. So a rejection from there, not crazy. Not crazy. Looks good though. All right, we're done. We're done with that. I know we have some super chats, but let me get through this. I'm gonna do the lower time frame. Jason Casper though, can't wait
to see this weekly close.
Oh, Jason Casper, dude, what a good guy. You're just like a 10 out of 10 guy. You're a 5-star man. You know what? 5-star man. Guys, you know Jason Casper. You watch him. We do very similar content. I would say we have different approaches, and I would say different styles, but super talented guy. One of the few non-LARPers in the space. If you don't follow him, follow him. Great guy. Streams live all the time. Just a personal friend. Talented trader. Knows what he's talking about. I can't wait for the weekly close either, man. It doesn't really matter, right? I mean, we could close here as long as we close above 21.8. It's all the same, right? It's all the same. But this is a great close. Great close on the week. Momentum's still moving up. Okay. Let's move down to the low time frames quick, and then we'll get to the BTC GBP, etc. And I'll read the other super chats. 12-hour. Skimming through. Higher high on money flow. I love it. Lower high on momentum. Not ideal. Not ideal. We have been seeing a lot of these kind of W or inverse head and shoulders on momentum play out lately, so we're going to hold on to hope that's it. VWAP is trending down. Not the best with a lower high momentum, but that money flow is carrying it. It's carrying it. Higher high. All we have to do is defend our previous low here, and things are looking dandy on Market Cipher B for the 12-hour. Same kind of jankiness here, lower high on our RSI. So with a reversal, which we don't quite have yet, but if it comes, we will have bearish divergence on RSI. A lot of this is very similar on these different time frames and suggesting the same thing. It's saying you're in a parabola. You're in a parabola. You're in a parabola. I can't speak. You are at like the cusp of it. So basically, to sustain a parabola, you need to not just accelerate, you need to continue to accelerate. When we start seeing these bearish divergences show up, it's showing us we're not continuing to accelerate. So it resolves one of two ways. One, we retrace, bearish divergence paints, confirms, and usually we see some downside. Or two, as we saw previously, you just move up farther and faster. We're seeing that on many time frames now with a higher high in price and a lower high in RSI. As soon as we enter retracement, which I don't believe we have yet. Nope. As soon as we enter retracement, so that's like 22.6, the most shallow retracement, then we can look and say, all right, that bearish divergence is in. We're probably looking for lower. Probably. Ooh, 12-hour Ichi. I like this, 12-hour. 12-hour Ichimoku cloud right there, flattening out to defend that 21.8. And that's really the only level I care about for the next 5 hours. Hold 21.8. You can do it. You can do it. Let's go to the 4. We're almost done, fam. I haven't been doing as in-depth on the Bitcoin's chart as usual, so I wanted to make sure we got through it very in-depth for this new week ahead. Same thing on the 4-hour RSI. Higher high in price, lower high in RSI. Not the best take. Gotta move higher or, yeah, bearish divergence. Unfortunately, the 4-hour is the first time frame that doesn't look hot. Lower high on momentum. The least concerning, lower high. More concerning, lower high on money flow. Not best. Not best. right? We don't want that. Even more kind of concerning, lower low already in. I guess maybe with the exception of if this 4-hour rockets to the moon, maybe it avoids that, but that's looking pretty confirmed. So I don't love the 4-hour. This is actually the first stream, I think, in a while that I didn't love the 4-hour. We have a higher high, a low, a lower high, and now looking very likely into a lower low on money flow. Don't love it. We are coming off a lower low on VWAP. Not great. We did have a higher high on VWAP too, so that kind of cancels it out. We are seeing that VWAP flatten out, so 4-hour on the VWAP looking to roll over, I think. But I don't know if it will be enough. This might roll over, get a lower VWAP high, and we see that money flow roll over on the 4-hour. Then we'd definitely be looking for some retracement. This looks weaker than it has. It does look very strong. Now just looking weaker. On the macro, they have a higher one. Or local. Higher high. But 4-hour little sketch, maybe showing us some downside on the 4-hour time frame. Not ideal again with that bearish divergence painting out. It's not what we want to see. Not what we want to see. We don't want lower time frames confirming it. But the chart is as the chart is. Now we're down to the 1-hour. Basically, we're at time frames that may have or are likely to have an impact on the price action we see during this live stream. So get hype, smash the likes, and subscribe. You know the jam. 813 watching. You guys are the best. We only have 360 likes, though, guys. Those are rookie numbers. Rookie numbers. Let's get 420 right now. Pick up your finger. Put it on the mouse or mobile device. Click that button. You can like or dislike. I don't care. Don't care. If you're enjoying it, like. If you don't, dislike, don't care. But let's get 420. There we go. It's jumping up. There's 400. Honestly, we should get 690 because we got so many viewers. But one step at a time. On the hour, kind of the same vibe, unfortunately, as the 4-hour. Not as pronounced, not as confirmed. We haven't broken really to a lower low versus our previous low here. We hit a high, and it's kind of just drooped down. Not what I was hoping for. Not what I was hoping for. Not as bearish as the 4, because the hour still has a realistic chance of like popping back up and just making this a wave. 4-hour looking much more in danger. I don't love this. Momentum is just chilling at negative. Every time it's moving to positive, it's being rejected. Not a lot of read on the VWAP there, though. Not a lot of read. Bearish divergence, same as your longer time frames. So this is a little unorthodox analysis that I make up, but I'm going to share it anyway because I see it. This is ugly. You got bearish divergence. This is ugly there on the hour, but this I actually kind of like. This is a signal, again, that I've made up, but I've found to work, or at least be somewhat confident in. RSI has fallen from overbought to the 50 line. As long as it remains above the 50 line, it's going to continue to trend up. It may then paint more bearish divergence and play out to a longer time frame, but as long as it remains above 50, it's relatively stronger than it has been. And we can see that's, here's like pretty, this is just an example right here. RSI moved to the 50 and moved back up. When RSI is below the 50, usually price is trending down, and when it's above the 50, usually price is trending up. Since we've been trending up, and it's holding 50 at least for now, I'm going to lean with RSI might have a little surprise for us. It might. It's really in peril, though. Like, it's right here. It's being all janky. We have bearish divergence on longer time frames, so that's not really a hot take. But as long as it can remain above 50, it's got a shot. It's got a shot. The hour, man. I can't say I have a good read here either. Can't say I have a very good read. We can look at our local high here and see, okay, lots of tests to support. That unfortunately is not good. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 tests here. Boom, 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 boom. Our highs are coming down. I hate it. I hate it, guys. I've been loving this rally, but is what it is, man. As much as I love being a perma bull, that doesn't change what the charts are whispering. What I see right now, and this goes along with the longer time frame analysis, is we need higher highs. Duh. We need higher highs. We don't actually even need to go this high, but we need higher highs so we can break out of this descending high flat bottom pattern. We need them. If price trades below, I'd say this range low 226. Definitely looking for 221, probably 218. I don't love this. This can still change. This can still not play out this way, but I'm definitely going to have my eye on it. And at the moment, with our bearish divergence, with our money flow being a little weird, I think I'm going to side with downside on low time frames. But what we've been seeing is really just sideways movement, kind of even with these bearish signals. So I'm going to side with this stream. We'll see sideways, potentially lower highs, and maybe leaning down. I would absolutely, I'm not going to say expect, but I'll say it. Kind of expect 22.7 to be tested in this stream based on what I'm seeing so far. That's just this support that's been tested already. Go down to the 30. What's happening here? We're almost done, fam, I promise. Lower low on money flow. 30 is leaning downwards. Don't like that. I do see some coiling here. We see our highs coming down, our lows coming up. Same with VWAP, actually. This is a pretty actually powerful coiling. But that 30-minute money flow sucks. I don't like it. I don't like that lower low. That's on market cipher B, definitely siding down. On lower time frames, we can see we are below that 50 RSI. So a little more bearish. A little more bearish as we zoom in. Go down to the 5. Go down to the 5, and then we'll basically be done for our kind of warm-up. This is the warm-up we do almost every day here to get our compasses aligned with the market, to get a read. And honestly, nothing I've ever done as a trader has helped me more than doing this regularly. Nothing. Got to align your compass. Lower money flow low there off of a higher money flow high. 5 minute is a little crackhead. You're not going to get confident reads, but it's still worth looking at. It's cool. You have a double bottom on RSI. What did price do? Slightly higher high. So we are painting some kind of bullish divergence on this 5 minute with our lows coming up. However, unfortunately, this is not a very strong bullish divergence as it's a double bottom on RSI. That sounds like it would be, but it's actually a Class C bullish divergence, which is just like a weak one. So the 5, let's see, maybe like this. This is where we're gonna get like our roadmap for the day. I'm gonna connect these high trends. I'm gonna extend it out, and this is kind of what I'm seeing. Maybe this, something like that, just really kissing this trend. You have your third lower high, and maybe it breaks the structure there, moves down that 22.7. I could really see that playing out. Mind you, though, the more zoomed in you are, the lower the time frame, the less confident you are. So down in the 5, this can all change in a heartbeat. What I'm going to do for this live stream is I'm going to put an alert. I already have one at 22.7. I'm going to put one right below this like 5 minute low. And I'm going to put one right here at the previous 5 minute high. And basically, if either of these go off, I'll know to switch back to them. So this is kind of my plot for today. This is my plot for this stream. These have been pretty accurate. I like that. Fibonacci. This is my experimental TA. Assuming the high is right around where we were using this low, our measured move, bam, right at 22.7, easy peasy. I like it. Okay. All right. We got it. Cool. Keep smashing the likes. Keep subscribing. I'm going to read the super chats now, and I do have to. I owe Steve. Sorry, man, for taking so long. We're going to look at BTC GBP. We're not going to do the same thing, but we're going to take a look at it and maybe a few other Forex pairs because, believe it or not, these are important. So let's see quickly. Shout out Oberlin Garcia. Thank you for subscribing. You just subscribed. Appreciate you. Alec, Louisiana, Byte Media, Hex Hammer, Arkadius Wizakowski, Tyan Kichov, Ed Holcomb, Peter Moendawa. You guys are throwing me curveballs today, aren't you? Making up accounts with hard names. I'm just playing. Dennis Vaquerno, Omar El Sol, a Russian name I can't pronounce. Shout out to all our Russian fam out there. Artur's Berznin. Man, these are rough. Great names, though. Great names. I'm doing my best. Leo Angelo, O Random Guanaco, and of course Yusuf at the beginning. Thank you for subscribing, everybody. Keep it up. Keep subscribing. Join us. Jump in the Discord, etc. You know the jam. You know the gym. So Bitcoin, GBP, we have looked at all of these before, and we're going to look at some others quick. So what I really love, though, is actually, let's do this. Let's get all of them up. Boom. What I really love is the charts based on different currencies look very different. And you might think that doesn't matter or that's not important, but it is. We have a veil of bias, or I do. I don't know about all you. A lot of our viewers aren't in the US, but we have a veil of bias. And that bias is we look at Bitcoin through dollar value. But while dollar value is super important, right? It is the world reserve. It's very important. It is not the only perspective. It is not. There are other perspectives, and they are also important. Are they as important as the dollar one? Maybe not, but they're also very important because you can disagree, but I'm about to pop a bubble in it. So they're important because while I view my world, because I'm in the US, or maybe I'm not, I'm on the blockchain, in dollars, people in these other countries, not really specifically GBP, it does apply, but like, let's say in a country that's currency is devaluing, their perspective is in that devaluing currency. It's not in the dollar. It's not in the euro. It's not in whatever. They see a different chart because their currency is losing value relative to Bitcoin. So their chart may look very different. And we're saying, oh, this chart looks bearish. Well, if your currency has hyperinflated over the last few years, Bitcoin, this is theoretical, I don't believe this is true right now, could be at an all-time high. And so for that entire populace that uses that currency, buying may be the right choice because it's just moving up, right? That's the idea, is that there's different perspectives, and each perspective has a group of people of differing sizes. Probably why the dollar is the most important, because it's probably the most used. Certainly for crypto it is. Yeah, in the world it is. But these other ones have whole populations that have incomes, that have money, and they see a different chart. So the one I really like is BTC Lira or TRY. Lira has suffered greatly over the last few years. This chart on the weekly, this is Bitcoin. They see a very different picture. Well, they don't have the purchasing power maybe of the US. They have a very different picture. And that picture is going to influence how they invest. If the dollar is very strong and Bitcoin's weak, maybe it's not a good choice for US investors. But if the lira is very weak and Bitcoin's weak, but not as weak, it might be for the euro or for the lira, the Turkish lira. Let's start with the GBP really fast. So what stands out to me is the 2021 low is exactly 20,000 pounds. Exactly. Unlike the dollar pair, it has even back tested it on the weekly. Boom. Right there in August, it rejected. Traded down to 13. Kind of random. I'm going to put a horizontal here. Trade down to 13.1. Looks like it is struggling though, unlike the dollar pair. It is struggling with its recent high, but it is at this descending high trend. Close above would be good, but ideally you want to see a close above 18,469. Nice. Nice. Then you have 20 resistance above you. Yeah, this is pretty spicy. I don't know if the indicators are going to be really any different. Maybe a little bit more bullish on the week there. I wonder what else you were looking at, Steve, because I haven't looked at this in a while, so I'm not as familiar. Kind of same indicator there. A little bit different picture. That's really the takeaway. And that picture is important. It's maybe not important to you and me, but it's important to the people who experience life in that perspective. Look at the dollar. That's that same weekly high. It consolidated there and then broke. On GBP, it's still below. So this is telling you a slightly different story. GBP really isn't out of the woods there, but it's also much closer to its 2021 summer low. Whereas Bitcoin, what is it, all the way up here at 28.8. So in the short-term picture, GBP looks a little contracted. It's not quite as bullish. In a bigger picture, looking back to the previous low, it's much closer to that previous low, so it's actually more bullish in that sense. That might have been a lot of words at once, but there's value there. You might not get it right away. You might not get it because I didn't plan on really speaking about this, so I didn't kind of prepare. But let's look at the lira here. This is the interesting one because this is probably the most nuked currency. This is their monthly candles. Wouldn't this be great? Wouldn't you love this? Wouldn't this be awesome if these were our monthly candles? The lira on the month for Bitcoin, boom, 40, 420,000. Nice. 420. 420. Nice. Above is 514. We're looking to close that monthly, hopefully above 420,000. Going down to the week. Kind of same thing. But, okay, there's a difference here as well. Like, so this is August's high, and the Lira has tested August's high, while Bitcoin is still below August's high. So there's a perspective for each of these. That's probably all I'm going to get into on this. There's a perspective, and that perspective matters. It's important. There are whole groups of people making money investing for their future that are saying, this is a good bet versus what I have. People in dollars might be looking at it and saying, this is a bad bet versus what I have. It might be. This is a global phenomenon. This is not local. This is not just the US. This is global. And so these perspectives are important. This is pretty cool. I love looking at these. For a while, there wasn't really much to see. But I love taking a peek at these. Actually, I have a really cool idea quick. This is the last thing I'll do, and then we'll move on to alts. So from its high, the Lira is down only 48%. I mean, that's a lot, but it's only down 48% from its all-time high. Let's just mark that here. We're going to do this really quick with the GBP. GBP is down 64% from its all-time high. You'd think I would know this off the top of my head for dollars, but I don't at this exact moment. One more and we're gonna move on. Keep smashing the likes, keep subscribing. This is what we do here. We do analysis that no one else is looking at. And the dollar, okay, more in line with GBP, 66%. So the dollar is actually the most retraced out of those three we just looked for. It actually is the lowest compared to its all-time high. That's maybe, I hope that helps you understand what I'm getting at. Again, I didn't plan on talking about this, so I didn't have like good words planned. If you were making Lira at your job and you're 48% from the all-time high, that might look more attractive. That might look more attractive to you. What about the euro? Quick. Euro 64, almost exactly the same as a GBP. Cool. All right, that was longer than I wanted to take on that. Thank you, Steve, for the super chat. I appreciate you, and I always appreciate your looks on the charts. Always, man. Steve OG of this channel. This was the last stream's TA, and we're not going to spend time on it, but I do want to just look at it for a recap. Actually, this was one stream ago. This was 2 streams, that's 1 stream. Lots going on here. We were looking for a break of 22.2, and we said if we did, we'd look for a retest of the top of our channel here. Didn't happen. Stay above channel. Last stream was hype, guys. That was hype AF. That was hype. Good news is this, and I'll add it to our today's chart. The channel we were looking at the moment, did the improbable, not the impossible, but the improbable. There we go. It did the improbable. What do we mean by that? Ooh, wow, I like these levels. Improbable because we had a ascending parallel channel. The majority of the time, or the probability, suggests a downside break. Just does. Why? I don't know. Just does. Watch them. Instead, we got the improbable. We got an upside break. All the way up, pass out of this channel. So we typically then would look for a return to the top of the channel to find support, a retest of the high, and a break of the high. We were talking about this in a 1, 2, 3 step kind of pattern in the last stream. We have not returned to the top of the channel, and the good news is we're kind of just hovering above it, holding it up here. That's a pretty good look. Our retracements below line up pretty well. Our 0.382 right here, they line up pretty well. Actually, the 21.8, actually, maybe we want to avoid, because that would bring us back into the channel. Trading back into this channel is not a good sign. That would be bad. What that means is it's probably just misidentified or it expanded. And this is really the channel. And now we're looking for the bottom of the channel, and then we're at risk of playing out the probability, the higher probability of breaking to the downside. Okay. We're not there yet. Not there yet. One step at a time. We did move up. We did hit our measured move. Did move higher, right into 23.3. We looked at... We got a fake out. We looked at this. We got faked out. Or maybe this was after the live. I don't remember. I can't remember now. But we did have a flat top with ascending lows. And I was looking for a break to the upside. However, as soon as we lost this, look, as soon as we lost it, pooped to bed. Watch these patterns. They're about invalidation. They're not about, hey, you have this triangle, now go up. No, it's you have this triangle if you contain the pattern, if you continue the pattern. We didn't continue the pattern, it didn't play out. Okay. Let's see how we're doing. Let's see how we're doing. So in this rambling time, some of our TA has played out. Price has moved higher than when we started. We were looking for like that 5 minute to really just slide price up to a lower high, and then maybe see some further downside retracement and extension. Really quick as it changed. 5 minutes looking a little bit better than it did actually. This might be too low, but for now we're going to keep this here. Whew. I got through it. I got through what I wanted to get through. We got the altcoin charts and stuff to look at now. Let me pull up the chat. I didn't mean to ignore you guys. I'm ADD. I gotta get through what I gotta get through, or we never get it. We never get to it. With 1,000 votes, 52% still remain bullish. 20% are crabs. 28% are bears. I'll take it. Good. Wow, Streamlabs is going ham. Put something in the chat if you're here. Let me know who's here. This is the first time I've really looked at chat. If you got a gift membership, if you've been gifted a membership, put an emoji in the chat. Who's here? Sebi, Samantha Higgins. How you doing? Samantha Higgins is short on Litecoin. That's fine. Everyone's always been short on Litecoin. I'll just remain long. I wish you the best. You might have the right choice. I don't know. Daniel, Yosef, Near, please. Golomondo wants XRP. Great stream so far. Thank you, Chemistry, bro. These have been bangers, guys. We're live here every other day. Every other day. I wish I could do every day, but I'd burn out real fast. Make sure you've subscribed, followed, enabled notifications on the channel and also on your mobile device. Join the Discord and tune in every other day. 1:30 p.m. East right here. Can we check XEC, please? Adrian Babby. Maybe. We have a lot of charts to get through. What's up, 10 pence? William Carey. Gala, we'll look at Gala. I have it pulled up. What's up, Kevin? By Hisello. Adrian, I already acknowledged it. If you keep saying it, it's going to make me less likely to look at it. Mala Truba. Legenda C. What's up? Cody Codes. What's up, Cody Codes? That's a cool name, man. I appreciate that name. Cody Codes. Loving the stream, loving the TA. Thank you. Just got here. What's up, Psychedelic Astronaut? Welcome. 333 Lifer in the house, Fernando Seco. I don't know what that means. You don't have to. You have to boot people. Was Crypto Life here? Is that what you're saying? I don't see it. Doesn't say he's here. I'll move on. Cody Codes. Yusuf, what's up, man? Algo. We got. Oh, look at Algo. Quant. I think I have Quant. What's up, Elvar, Samim, Shiba Inu? We'll look at Shiba Inu. I don't have it pulled up, but I'll pull it up. We haven't looked at it in a while, so we'll pull it up. Tom C. #1 collection of ADA corn. What? What? I don't know what you mean. Okay, I see why you're looking at SHIB. I'll get into some analysis on this. I'll get into it. Let me just acknowledge it. Let's see, where does this trend fit? This is a hell of a trend line, I'll tell you that. That is a rect, a stiffy. That's a stiffy. Let's see. It's a little too high. It's a little too low. Huh. I can't get a really clean fit. That's about as clean as I can get it. We'll get into it. Doge, absolutely we're looking at Doge. Let me show you what we have lined up. A little preview quick here. We got Doge and Doge BTC doing something very spicy. We'll actually look at AXS next, then CRV, then FTM, then we'll do Doge. No, then we'll do OSMO, then Doge. Or maybe not, we'll do Doge and OSMO. Then VRA, then Phil, then Litecoin, because I'm biased and I always want to look at Litecoin. And Loop Ring. We'll update algo, even though there's not a lot of update there. I'll pull up ADA. I don't know why I don't have ADA up. Pulling up ADA. Pull up Nano. AAVE, of course. And ENJ. And then whatever else we get to. Whatever else we get to. Shibarium. What is even Shibarium? AAVE, it's on the list. INJ and PYR. I'll pull up PYR. Probably not INJ, but we'll pull up PYR. We'll put it somewhere in the lineup. Good luck. Thank you, man. I'll need it. I'll need it. Thanks, Brody. What's up, Brody? Kojo, Kevin Deli, BLZTA. Perhaps. Guys, quick reminder, after the stream is over, if we don't get to the coin that you want to see, because, guys, we have 800, 900 viewing. We can't look at every chart everyone wants to see. We do our best. But if we don't get to it, comment after the stream in the comments. Hashtag whatever. It's like hashtag BTC. We need more engagement post-stream. I read every single comment on this channel. Do it, and I'll do my best to check it out in the next live stream if we missed it. So let's keep going. Yes, we got algo. What's up, Anthony, Slime, Solana? Probably. Your TA technician. Can you advertise your new channel here? I've been there, brother. We all had to start from zero. It is very bad form to do that. That's what I'll say. No. Like, you can't do it here. You can't do it anywhere. There's better ways to go about that. Don't solicit, because everyone will just block you and you'll make enemies. I had a lot of people block me when I started because I did the same thing. It's logical, right? What else are you gonna do? Just keep making good content and YouTube will show you your content. Kava. I saw Kava in the comments. So to honor that, I'm gonna pull up Kava this episode as is. Because I did see it and someone did comment in the comments on it. Matic XRP. All right, let's get into some. Crypto Sharknado. I'm paying attention to you. Rave songs. Just made your stream. Better now than never. Yes, exactly. Let's go. Gala. We got Gala. You need a cup of Kava? Ew, Kava gross. All right. Like the every other day streaming. Me too, guys. It's been doing really well. We've been getting a lot of hype, a lot of viewers. Keep hyping up the stream. Let's jump into a chart or two. Make sure you're subscribed. Sign up for Bybit using my link. You can support the stream. Links in the chat, in the video description below. Okay. Let's go into Shiba. Let's go into Shiba. And we do have the right chart now. We were looking at FTX. That was embarrassing. I kept pulling up the FTX chart because I forgot. I just didn't think about it. And for some reason, the chart's still there. And I updated you guys like 3 times on this. How embarrassing is that? I'm like, man, SHIB really hasn't moved. Derp to derp to derp. That's because the data stopped November 22nd. Rip. But this one's a real chart, so let's take a peek. This is not the full history, which I kind of hate. There's more history to this. But SHIB, let's do some surface analysis, right? Let's just look for our trends. We already have our horizontals identified. We take a peek at our high trend here. This high trend is a little dousing of hopes. Little dousing. Doesn't mean it can't go anywhere, but little dousing. We are directly, let's see, on the 18th, directly hit that high trend. It retraced, actually, that's a very strong retrace. Some very bullish selling, I would say. That's an inside joke, but no, it is. It is, because you have this very high, very heavy top wick on the day, testing an important level. The day still closed green, and it continued up. That is actually pretty strong. The daily has now tested quads 12, let's just say 1244, 4 times. Each time resistance is tested, it weakens. We can also say that's within a margin of error of that high trend. So I am going to consider this tests of both resistance and of our resistance high trend. That's good. That's what you want to see. That's what you want to see. If you're hoping on SHIB going up, that's what you want to see. I will say this right now. This is very strong. That's a very strong rally. You're right at that descending high trend and resistance, and so while they are being weakened, betting up from here is a disadvantaged trade. Doesn't mean it can't work, but it is a disadvantaged trade. You're going long after a long string of candles. The advantage trade would almost certainly be short. Now, I'm not going to take this. I'm not going to take this position, but This would be the advantage trade. Something like this. Does it get stopped out? Maybe. Depends on what the market does. But that would be the advantage trade. You do what you do. I don't give financial advice. But typically at resistance, we look to short, and at support, we look to long. It's that easy. If we do, so I'm not actually even saying it's going to reject here, but if we do, we get a pretty clean level below us as support, and that would be 945. That was the resistance before it hit its, I'll say, local low. It's not the all-time low, not even cycle low. Moved back up, hit resistance. This was here. We didn't even look at this, but this horizontal has been here, I think, from the weekly or monthly. To see this happen would be really good. It'd be a really solid entry down here. You have support, you have your golden retrace. It looks great. No guarantee it will happen, especially as the market's been pretty hot. But that's where I think a smart trader, a patient trader, would look maybe to take a longer term position. Or could. I don't know. You target your high, you target whatever. I think even smarter on a spot position, you want to go below that low. Like that. That's still 3.3 to 1 for a long-term position, something like this. So if you see this repeat, maybe you get kind of savaged, but then you're looking for an eventual break. So that's just kind of a theoretical. All right, I'm not going to spend 800 years on Shiba, but I kind of like this setup. That's why I want to talk about it. Right above your weekly highs, cool beans, cool beans, cool beans. Right at your monthly. So there it is. Similar to many other coins, you're just bashing up against monthly resistance. Breaking this level for SHIB, closing above, very strong probability that you're trending towards 2,149. Very strong. Monthly close in 9 days, you're looking pretty cleared for bullish engulfing on the monthly time frame, even if you do get that retracement all the way down to 945. That's 618. That local daily resistance, you're still bullish engulfed. So that's pretty. That's a pretty good setup, to be honest. Pretty good setup. You don't have a lot of resistance above you, so a strong close on the month likely to take you to good places. I'm gonna zoom into a low time frame and just peek. Okay, beautiful, beautiful. It looks good. I'm not a Shiba fan, let's say. I'm not a fan of a lot of things in crypto. Not a Shiba fan. I do own a tiny amount I bought in October of 2020. But I like this on a low time frame. I'm not going to do any more analysis on this. But on a low time frame, this is the hour. This is looking pretty good. You have that flat top right at a major resistance, right at a major descending trend line. Your lows are coming up. So there's some pretty easy short time frame trades available. You could say, all right, I'll look to take a long. If you break this descending low pattern, which I would say maybe down here, 1100, then I want to be out. And I'm going to be targeting the upside. And I say this after I just said literally long is the disadvantaged trade. It is. So if you're going to take a long, you got to have a very intelligent stop. And that stop needs to be when you're long or when your bullish pattern is invalidated. And I can see it this way. I can see this. Boom. Could be interesting. I guess I didn't say it this stream. Guys, please don't just blindly copy my trades. These aren't trades I'm even taking. I'm just doing analysis and hypotheticals. Though, sometimes I do. They hit well. But I'm not right all the time. I'm wrong constantly. Just like every other real trader who's not lying about what they do in the world. That's traded for, I don't know, any amount of time. Everybody loses trades. Don't just copy mine thinking you're going to make money. These are all for your benefit to see how someone who has lots of experience doing this might look to approach trading. If you do blindly copy them, I mean, that's on you. Good luck. I can't stop you, but I don't recommend it. A lot of the time I'm just running through stuff. I'm not putting 1,000% into it because we're trying to get through a lot. Cool. I like it. SHIB, upside resistance 2,145. And right here at 1244, right where price is. Support below 945. Cool. Cool. Fat Doge. Aquib Ren. My friend, I see you. Fat Doge. I do believe I have both of them pulled up. Colin McDonald, thanks for lessons. Thank you, man. Thank you for being here. Thank you all for being here. I love you guys. If you're newer to trading or just looking to get better, check out the playlist. Educational trading content playlist. Great shorts, high quality, all made by Mia. Kava. Let's look at Kava really quick. Kava did not bounce $1 as we expected. Whenever the hell we looked at this. Touched 52 cents. That's why stop losses are important. I'm not going to have much of an update for this because it's doing, this is wild, someone randomly decided to look at it today. You lost $1. You painted a really ugly pattern. Wish we would have caught that. That was a very clear downside break. You found support somewhere, and now you're back to previous support, testing it as resistance. At the moment, this is a short for me. At the moment. Will it get stopped? I don't know. A lot of these shorts have been getting stopped. Market's been trending up. People want me to look at stuff when it's right at resistance, so we gotta look at short, but when the market's really ripping, it just rips through resistance sometimes. I think this smarter play is this. You can get really tight stop there. This might get stopped out. However, it's smarter than going long right into this psychological dollar, right into previous support. This has a lot of catching up to do. A lot of catching up to do. Where even is this fib? There it is. We got to move our fib because, of course, that wasn't the bottom. We haven't looked at this chart in a long time. That's right. So it's just begun retracing. So Kava is in retracement, but it's at just the most important level, the biggest support, now biggest resistance. This did happen. This isn't maybe important. This did happen back here in 2020. It did hit that. It did very similar price action. So maybe it is going to follow suit. Maybe it's going to do the same thing. I don't know, man. I don't know. Could see that. Sure. Actually, that looks pretty good. Looks pretty good. I'm going to leave that there, but got to get past $1.09. That's just the most important level on this chart. If it does, things can get pretty good. You're looking for a move back to $1.50 pretty quick, but at the moment, it's not quite there. Not quite there. Friendly reminder. We do have Gala pulled up. We do have Solana pulled up. We're going to look at them. You got to get through them. Friendly reminder, if we don't get to the coin you want to see today, write in the comments after the stream, hashtag whatever it is, hashtag BTC. Comment that. I will see it. I will like it. And we will kind of see what people want to see and check it out based on interest. And it lets me know that I missed it. Even if no one else wants to look at it, eventually I will. Bitcoin crossing. You just got an alert. What is it doing? Oh, is it following the TA, lads? Is it following the TA? It did kind of snipe out the high by, I don't know, a few bucks. We have broken our swing low. Broken the swing low. And now we're looking for a measured move. Send it. Send it, baby. All day, every day, man. That's what we do here. That's what we do. Ta-da. TA doesn't work. Miles. TA is just a game of probabilities. It's like saying probability doesn't work. It doesn't even make sense. All right. Gonna move the alert down for in this stream 22,644. If we break this week low, I'm gonna swap back to BTC, but we're gonna continue on with the alts. It does look like we hit the 1618, just shy of the measured move, just shy of 22. I think we said 22.7 we were looking for. Hit 22.7. Exactly as predicted. If Carl the Moon was here, that's what he would say. Exactly. Okay, let's look at AXS because this is a big mover today. While the rest of the market isn't really making huge moves, we're seeing a few coins busting out. So let's take a peek at them. AXS is up 28% on the day. That alone is interesting. It looks like our TA played out here. We were looking for 604 up to 1022. Actually, it hit a little bit ago. Played out. Nice. Now breaking higher. What's more interesting to me than the 28% move today is the price point it's reached to. It has moved past 1022 after perfectly rejecting pretty much 2-3 times. Let's say 4 times. 4 times ish. Busting through that daily resistance. Or actually, that's probably not daily. That's probably macro. Let's look. macro, structural resistance. Very good. Very good. The thing that kind of sucks is that big wick it had before, but I'm going to toss that up to illiquidity. I'm going to toss that up. Can we get this more perfect? Yeah. Did it just hit again? Okay, there we go. Now perfect too. Perfect measured move touch. Thank you, sir. Thank you. Excess. Yeah, that wick kind of sucks. I'll toss it up to liquidity, so it's probably unlikely to be like really, really in play. Next upside resistance, 1916. This is on the weekly. You may see the weekly come back to test 22 as support. It was resistance. Testing it as support would make sense. However, we haven't been seeing them consistently do this, at least in 23. Been a lot of upside pressure, not a lot of pullback. Weekly looking strong, monthly looking strong. This looks solid. In a perfect world, this is what I would look for. We'll see if we live in a perfect world. We'll see. Let's look at money flow here quick. Nice money flow, nice momentum, nice VWAP. This is trending up. RSI, same issue as most of the market. You don't have a higher high yet. You do have a higher high in price. So what does that mean? Either a bearish divergence painting, or you really are moving up to this 1916. You're pulling RSI up with you, and you're eliminating that bearish divergence. This is a pretty good chart. There actually isn't a lot to point out on this. The major level here is going to be 1022. Get a back test, likely have a good entry. If you don't, you're moving to 1019, and that is likely a good entry for this. Likely a good entry for that. So we have a trade in either direction here. Patience is going to be required on both. Patience. Let's move on. FTM, following the TA. Following the TA. We did essentially the same thing we just did for AXS. Let's get rid of these. Pretty much the same thing. You had your major resistance, you broke above it, and we said, well, on a back test of that resistance, that's going to be a good entry. FTM, as I was saying a second ago, we haven't seen them behave super well. We're getting these muted pullbacks. That doesn't mean it won't come test this, but we're getting kind of these FOMO grabbing moves. FOMO grabbing. Not allowing money back in, moving up. FTM, similar, I guess, to AXS, let's say, or to many of these. Now up against resistance at 38.7. 38.7. You're right at resistance. Going long here is rough. Looking to short down to 27. Probably higher risk. Probably higher risk. I wouldn't really take any position here. I would be patient and wait for support. Or I would wait for, what, a break of 38. You might be able to do like a breakout trade up to 74. It's a big upside. But I think these are the smarter plays. I'm seeing a very nice bottom paint out here. FTM looks very good. Let's show you on the weekly. Maybe this gives you a better picture. There you are. There you are. We're right at that weekly resistance, smashing up against it, and this is what I want. This is what I love. Right here, it's a little bit janky, but a return to 27 is a back test of a established weekly neckline. That'd be solid. That would complete an inverse head and shoulder pattern. That would set your target. Let's see what this would be. Let's do this one. High. It would set your target high. As high as we're going to be after this live stream with 601 likes. Can we get 89 more? So we can have 69 likes. Nice. We can do it. We have 800 viewers. I believe in you. I believe. I set my alerts. Nothing else here. We're at the weekly close. It's right at a weekly resistance. You might have like a little more up here at 43. But I'm targeting 74 if it can take If we could really take, maybe close above 38, that'll be solid. FTM looking good, but again at resistance, so a rough trade. CRV also making moves. I have the monthly pulled up. Solid monthly engulfed candle. Solid. $1.32 would be your next upside monthly resistance. See that right here from July. Rejection. Moving up to 131, 132. This would look phenomenal for a monthly close. Phenomenal. Absolutely phenomenal. Let's get down to the week. We had some trades set out on this. Some long skis. Killing it. Killing it. CRV. So this, a little bit different. A little bit different than some of the charts we've looked at. We can see our local weekly is cleared. I mean, we have like kind of these stair steps up, so we can say, well, what about this one? I mean, I'd agree. That's right at price. That's 183. This kind of setup with these lower high like bounces create like a layering of resistance. So I like to call them zones, but the problem is this is a big zone. So it's not very helpful information to be like, there's a zone from 95 cents to $1.50. That's like a 60% zone. Doesn't really give you much data or much usable data. I think we do want to add this to our chart. I'm going to add this 95 cents, let's call it. That's likely to be a support. I could see this happening. A move to 132 back to 95, or maybe to 95 then to 132. That's the way I would look to play this. Foshizel. Let's get on to the day. We had some fire calls on this baby. We sniped it. Well done. I don't know if anyone actually took this trade. If you did, wild. From 51 cents. We were looking for 67. Closed. Money in the bank. That was a while ago. But we actually had a longer term trade too, with a more generous stop targeting 171. Now, I probably would look only for 132 if I took this, which I did not. Probably look for 132. That's a pretty good close. 171 would be a 230% gain. Just to 131 is 160% gain. Both wild, both awesome. Well done, anybody who took it. You've escaped your descending trend line. Yep. This is how I play it. This is it. That's it. You could look to short at 132. You could look to short at 170. Something like that. But going long right here is pretty risky. Pretty risky. 95 cents would be a decent target. Time will tell. We'll do more on this later. This is not as much to do on this one. Let's keep going. Everybody wants to look at Doge, and I have spices. I should have started with this. God damn it. Everyone wanted to see Doge, and I have charts here that I'm sure no one has pointed out. And if they did, they probably copied it from us. And if they didn't, hey, they're probably just smart. This is Doge BTC, and we have been waiting for something very specific on Doge BTC on this. We had a very strong, this is like a diamond shield strong low painted here on Doge BTC. Touched 227 sats, which I actually didn't think about, did it? That's actually, whoa. I didn't see this. I didn't notice this, or else probably would have been a little more bullish on it. That's actually 2014's high against Bitcoin. And that was the high on the way up. Okay, so it's retested resistance at support. I didn't even see that part. Regardless, very strong bottoming pattern. We got a pop-up in the price versus Bitcoin, ran into resistance, and we started painting a descending wedge. Doge has kind of had muted upside price action in dollars because it is losing against Bitcoin, still gaining against dollars. But we're looking for something very specific. We're looking for it to find support, and we've been saying 365 sats. You rejected from 450. 350, it touched very close. It's up to interpretation if it's hit 150 yet or not. But what that would be is a very strong resistance flip to support, and a very strong support likely to break us out of this descending wedge, likely to push Doge to have gains against Bitcoin. We've been waiting for this to play out. It has really taken its time. It does look very good though now. It does look good. In the last, in yesterday, just yesterday, basically making it down to there. Moving over to the dollar pair. So we're seeing a bounce, maybe a reversal in Doge BTC. That's going to give it extra strength on USD if the market's trending up. We had a little play trade here. Looks like it closed in profit. Ta-da. Good. Let's go to the day. I do believe Doge hit a higher high. It did. It hit a higher high. Bounce 078 support. Looking for a 3 candle long on the daily here above 860. We broke our range high just slightly. I tweeted Doge is going to 10 cents and someone tweeted like LOL that you probably just said it at the top. And I was like, yeah, probably. It probably was. That's funny. Like the top of that candle at the time. That happens a lot. We're seeing it pull back. Any close above 0.86 cents going to be decent on Doge. Let's look at our indicators. Doge just finally rolling into positive buying momentum January 19th, a few days ago. Momentum has pulled back up. This doesn't look great yet. It really, I think, has to reach that 10 cents to start looking very good on the day. We want to see a higher money flow high. We want to see a higher momentum high. We want to see a higher VWAP high, which we don't have any of those yet. Money flow did return to positive, which is a good sign. Kind of interestingly, you're not painting bearish divergence in the same way a lot of charts are. You do have a higher high, but like your candle technically I think should close higher for that. Maybe this is a more sustainable move to the upside than it's been seeing. Let's see. I like this. I like this. You have 1, 2, 3 lower highs here. 1, 2 higher lows. And you're rolling over. Your VWAP's about higher. You've seen momentum catch. I think money flow is looking to make another higher low here. I think it's going to look to roll over. This is the weekly, so this can take a long time. It could happen soon too, but in general, it takes a long time. You did close there? Okay. 10.42 cents, man. It's the next resistance above you. And I think what's going to happen is we're going to see Doge BTC bounce, break out of this wedge, and that's going to take Doge probably not just to 10 cents. Probably higher. Probably just that bounce alone. Probably like 11.7, maybe even this weekly high 15. A lot of upside potential if we see Doge BTC catch, which I believe we are going to, and I think we've maybe already seen the start of it. Doge looking good. OSMO had a really big run up earlier. It's now only at a 10-13% daily candle. Pretty big. But this chart sucks. Look at all these wicks. There's no liquidity in this. That's not good. You have support at 75 cents. Resistance at $1.38. This chart sucks. These wicks. I'll have to find another exchange. These wicks ruined it. Let's see our retracement. That's probably all we're going to do. 618 retracement, $1.28. Hasn't quite made it there yet. Not enough data for weekly on Market Cipher, but actually looks pretty good. This is almost identical to Doge. I almost for a second thought I was looking at Doge. You have your momentum twisted. You have your money flow coming up. Actually, Doge is green though. Momentum or VWAP up. Daily is looking to roll over. This chart, I'm gonna have to. I apologize. I'm gonna have to like do that again maybe the next stream, because that chart is just too janky, man. Those wicks are just goofy. Makes it impossible. VRA really quick. VRA has got to be one of the biggest gainers that we've called in a while. Where did it trade to? 0076, 170% off of that low, or off of that triangle there. Let's go to the day though. Pretty much this is the pattern we're looking for. It's broken up. Looks like it's kind of combating this left-looking daily. 0073. I see the real liquidity or the real resistance right around 1 cent. Right around 1 cent. You have pretty or very strong support. 005. So I'm looking probably a move to resistance, a move to support. Retest resistance, see what happens. And it's pretty much just on track with that, isn't it? The hour, let's see if this is still playing out. Down to very low time frames. The hour. I was looking for our beautiful pattern to break to the upside. Let's see. This pattern kind of looks bunked. Let's draw it like this. This might be seeing what we want to see. Also, kind of seeing just what it's been showing us over and over again. This thing has just been ripping. I like it. Sketchy for a trade, though. I wouldn't enter this. There's been too much upside price action with no pullback. If I were to trade this, I would definitely be looking at maybe 0.05 down at support. Even more juicy would be down maybe 0.0377. Those might be good to take. Those might be somewhere I'd look to take a long. 0.1, 1 cent. Maybe look for a short down to those supports. Those would be the wise trades. Look at this on the weekly and move on. Why does it keep doing that? Oh yeah, this is why I was so bullish on it from down here. Our all-time low to our all-time high, it kind of seemingly stopped. I mean, right here's a little consolidation, but not enough, in my opinion, for me like, yeah, that's a macro bottom. The retracement kind of just like stopped at what seemed like randomly. And at some point we put our fib tool on it, and we found that it's literally exactly the 618 retracement. As soon as we saw that and kind of said, oh, there's a little bit of support there, it became a much better bet. And it really has rocketed straight up since. This was a very good chart. Whenever you see that macro 618, doesn't mean it's going to bounce, but it's like, pay attention. Pay attention. All right, I'm moving on. VRA is boring right now. It just looks like it's flagging. Filecoin. Did not, it kind of did. A little bit, we're looking for a bump and run. Didn't really get that bump. Maybe that's a bump on those little dailies, but not really. But we were looking for 547 from 235. We've hit it. It's at resistance. What does it do now? I don't know. Don't know. It doesn't really have that same setup as a lot of charts. Your consolidation before your drop is right where you already kind of consolidated on the daily. It already pulled back there. So you could see a pullback maybe to that, previous local high on the day. And I'd be looking for like 8. Or a run to 8 back to 534. I don't know, man. It's hard to do TA when things are just like up against an obvious resistance, because the only thing you can say is you're at resistance. It's sketchy to go long. That's all you can say. You can say the market's trending up. I think it's going to break. Sure. But now you're taking trades like you're going long on green candles. You're going short on red candles. Just bad habits. VWAP up. Money flow trending up. This looks pretty good, actually. On the day, I'm not seeing it slow down yet. We have like that bubbling I was talking about here. Candles kind of getting bigger in their bodies on the way up. You hit your weekly here. Almost 584. 584 might not be a bad spot to take profit if you take a long down there. You break 584 and it's like almost to 10 bucks. It's a pretty good setup. Weekly is not quite as good as some of them. I'd say it's a double bottom on money flow. VWAP's up high. Man, I thought these ones would be exciting, but they're not. A lot of them are just very similar and boring looking. PYR reached our golden packet. Reached our 618.5 retrace. Boom. Looks like it's finding some consolidation there. 264. Bam. That was a fire trade. You have a strong support below you at 317. It was tested on the day after. I don't usually trust immediate retests. Usually it does like to do it again. You might be double topping on price on the day, but that's not really too threatening. Some bearish divergence possibility. Money flow looks strong. And I think 460. 460 is a resistance above. Likely a good spot if you ignored me and copied my trades. Probably a good place to. I'd probably take profit there. That's a nice 100% almost. Got support below. You're just right in that retracement level. I think if you break really any of this range is high, you're looking for 459. This looks pretty good. I don't know. Good news is if you can break like 520, if you just break all the highs that we've seen a lot of coins break. Actually, no, they haven't. This is interesting to me. The low from July and the low in the end of last year are identical. 266. That's probably why we look to take that position from there. That shows that while the market continued dumping, this didn't. This just bottomed out. It found like its agreed upon price, 266. If you see a retest at 266, probably a great time to take a position with a tight stop. I'm bored of PYR. Let's talk about Litecoin. My favorite. I'll talk about Litecoin, then I'll hit up the chat for a little bit. Then we'll go back to charts. Litecoin has kind of been dodging us on the pullbacks. That's been the nature. That's been how things have, that's just how they've been. That's how all the charts have been. We have been watching this pattern. Beautiful pattern. It continues to play out. Looking very similar to Bitcoin in, let's say, September 22 with these lows. Our descending high trend was in play in the last stream. We were waiting as daily candles continued to test it, continued to weaken it. We didn't get 79.40, unfortunately. That would have been a very nice previous resistance flip support. We didn't get it. It's broken past that descending high trend. And now what does it look like it's doing? It looks like it's doing a much more coiled version of what we had mapped out. We're looking for a high, back to the trend, break that high, and we're looking for 121. Right there. There might be a slick trade here. I'm definitely not taking this one. Mostly because I already have more Litecoin than anyone should ever have. But you could potentially look for these daily resistance level back of that trend for a long. You could. I would use the stop. So this is the problem, is my stop would be right at that support. So if it does fall, like, that's likely where it's just going to wick, right? So I might be getting punked. On this trade. Our risk to reward 7.4, so we can actually be a little less risky. There we go. Back test of the trend. You're looking for a bump and run. Likely you'd want a tighter stop, because if it loses it, it's not a bump and run. We have $100 above a psychological level, but it's not really a historic price to Litecoin. It's not a super important level. It's a psychological level. So I would expect likely some kind of consolidation there, some kind of profit taking as people go, whoa, $100. I'm going to buy or sell. And that liquidity gets turned into profit for market makers. I was expecting it to reach there before testing the trend, but it does not look like that's the plan. 121, incredibly important price to Litecoin historically. Incredibly. I kind of want to get rid of that flag because it just doesn't look good. Hold on. Hoping that plays out. If this was a leverage position, obviously you're going to be a lot more tight with it. You really don't want to see that trend line break at all. Probably could play it like that. 121 is my target. I'm going to take a look at these indicators quick. Not what I wanted to see. A lower high of money flow on the day. Not what I wanted to see, actually. VWAP trending down. Lower high of momentum. Let's hope that weekly is still pulling up. And it is. It is. We have higher lows here. We haven't seen a break here. So that's unfortunate. But when we do, that'll likely be a very strong signal. Lower high on VWAP. We've seen this be better, actually. But we have 1, 2, 3 lower highs. I don't know. That's not bad. God, there's so many lines on this. I need to remake this. I can't see anything. There's so many lines. So when we zoom out to the weekly, we see that we're not over the trend on the weekly time frame. So in the next 3 hours, would love to see Litecoin close, I don't know, pennies higher. That'd be very nice. Be very nice. If it closes below this trend, maybe we are just looking for that on the weekly. 79.39 is a number I'd pay attention to. Let's look at the LTC BTC pair really fast. Flagging out still on the monthly. I'll take it. Looks like LTC BTC pair at support 0034 or 384. Money flow rolling over, huh? Money flow rolling over with VWAP though. Coming up. Maybe this is just going to be a really slow pattern. I could definitely see this still in play. You have a flat top. Do not fear flat tops. I can see this. I don't feel confident enough to say that though. Looks a little droopy. Not gonna lie, looks a little droopy right now. But after this kind of run up, a little droopy, maybe to be expected. 100, 200% against Bitcoin since June's low. Having some brain fog today. Whatever. All right, let's read the chat. We'll look at some more. We'll look at some more charts. Let's see who's subscribed in my recent ranting. What's up, Laszlo? Hey there, Laszlo. Molnar, how you doing, man? Yorkie Inu, Kaiser Suze, Amir Shira Fakan, Opper Makak, Scott Egger, G. Ville Playa, Sean Sharp, Mitchell Kovac, Lepton Flow did a $5 super chat. I didn't catch it. Always great to see you, bro. I don't know if you're still here, man. Hopefully you are. Could you please let me know if Kadena could retrace to $1.10? Thanks for your videos. Thanks for being here. Thanks for the super chat, man. I could pull Katie up for you. We don't really do requests via super chat, but take a peek. And it's at 117. Looks like it bounced from resistance. Now it's closing below resistance. Yeah. Yes, sir. Nice VWAP though. Really quick. Freaking Bittrex. Where else is this traded? This has terrible candles. These wicks ruin it. 110. Yeah. Why not? You might see that today. What's actually funny is when he super chatted this. Wow. 5 minutes ago, this ran up to 145 on Bittrex. I'm going to have to make a new chart. And then rejected. So is 110 retrace possible? Absolutely. It could happen today. Absolutely. Code's House subscribed on Twitch. How are you guys subscribing to my Twitch? Maybe it's just unrelated. Vishal K. Valve, welcome. Thanks for subscribing. PST Yemi. Simon Justrisa. Smokles. Alexander. J007. Tai Chi. Rico Poso Edemi. Rob. Vidadsek. Oberlin Garcia. I think that's all of them. If I missed you, let me know in the chat. Ooh. Bitcoin broke lower and I didn't even know. Look at me just rambling on, not paying attention. Bitcoin broke lower. Broke out. We were seeing weakness on our low time frames. Beginning of the episode. There we go. There we go. Was looking maybe for it to hold that 22.7. Didn't happen. Went lower. Actually hit the 3 retracement. Look at this. Hold up. That looks good. Let's reevaluate here quick. I'm going to keep reading the chat. So this measured move, pretty close to our low here, 22.4. What's changed? Really low RSI. Low momentum. No, 15. 15 looked not so great. 30 minute looked not so great. Hourly still okay. But man, the hourly wants to bounce here or it's going lower. 2 hour rolling over. 4 hour janky as always. 6 hours still safe. Huh. Okay. Not a lot of changes, honestly. Even with that move, not a lot of change. Lower time frames were giving us down bearish signals. Played out. Really the target for today. I would like to see it stay above our channel. It's about 22,000 right now. 21.8. Really all I care about for this weekly close. I'd really like it to close above there. I think it will. This move, just mixing stuff up. This doesn't really look significant. I would expect here now price to return to 22,669 on this bounce. And maybe, I don't know, maybe it rejects there. Let's see. Let's get rid of some of these. Very shallow retrace. Okay, if we do see this bounce here, so we don't really know if it's going to bounce yet, but if we do see this bounce here and it returns to that previous support as resistance, it actually might be a good thing, not really in the short term necessarily, but maybe in the slightly longer term. We were looking at this and I was saying this is not good. We don't like this pattern. Typically breaks to the downside. It looks like it just did. The good news could be, let me see if I can even fit it. Good news could be, if we see a bounce here, we could be seeing a descending wedge instead of our nasty flat bottomed wedge that we don't like. So as it drops, if our lows continue lower and our highs continue lower, but it stays in this pattern, may form a more bullish pattern. It may. That's where my mind is going to, but there's no confirmation of that then. Just kind of like, that's where my brain goes when I see patterns break, is okay, well, what pattern are they really painting? For me, it would be a descending wedge then. If price rejects from that support, tested as resistance 2269, then you're looking for a continuation to the downside, which is very common with this pattern. Very common. I set another alert. Let's keep going. Gonna read the chat again. God, I'm just so bad at reading the chat. I'm sorry, guys. Yeah, the only people you guys should really like hide or ban is people begging, people soliciting, scamming. That's about it. Liamanis Rake going below 22K on the weekly close. It's possible. It's possible. Let's make a copy again. Trading View, bill me for all the charts I have, bud. Or I'll bill you and you can keep them. Let's see. Okay, at the beginning of the episode, we were kind of talking about this. We have our bodies of these green candles accelerating. Yesterday was a little not so great. I mean, that's why people look at dojis and things as reversals, is usually that means the body closes are getting smaller. They're showing exhaustion on some time frame. Our yesterday low is still intact, so I'm not really going to reconsider yet any of the analysis. We didn't have a lower low then. We didn't have a higher high then. We still don't. Into this close on the day, 22,671 was yesterday's open, so that's probably exactly where that descending triangle is. Let's be real. Probably exactly where it is. But the week is closing, which is more important. 21.8 is what I kept saying is the only line I care about. Close the weekly above the previous resistance there. That's it. It's looking pretty good still. 3 hours to go. Anything could happen, right? Anything. But if we look at it in the way I just did with like the candle open, yesterday's low, etc., you see that we're in a very small price range. Very small. This is not a lot of movement. Like, even though this kind of felt like a big move, nothing really happened. You move from here, not even quite to there, 1.5%. Not huge. Things get a little different though. Breaking 22.4, then all of a sudden, yeah, you are looking for this. Break that, yeah, you are looking for this. But that's not here yet. It's too far ahead. Too far in advance. Let's go zoom back in. We see price on the 5-minute kind of heading towards what we were looking for. Back testing that previous support. Yeah, not a lot has happened yet. Still holding on to that low. I got 3 alerts there. We'll see as time goes. Let me refresh the chat. We got 1,500 votes on the poll. I'm gonna close it. 51% of us bullish. It's almost the exact same from when we very first started, not only like 100 votes. When over leveraged, every move is catastrophic. Absolutely. Absolutely. Reminder, you don't have to use leverage. Most of my trades have been spot in my career. When I do use leverage, which I do more often now, especially because it's good content, like this long, this is only 6x. I don't ever use more than 6x, honestly. I don't see the reason. But if you're going to use high leverage, you got to know what you're doing and you got to practice risk management. Because you're right, every move's a big move. I'm going to read the chat for a little bit. ADA. I forgot about ADA. We have so many charts pulled up. Where are you? Did it close? There it is. ADA looking strong. You're right. ADA kind of separating from the pack here. We were looking for maybe a more delayed test of the top of its wedge. Here's a good example of that flat bottom turning into a descending wedge, just as I pointed out on a really low time frame for Bitcoin. It's kind of cool. The example just pops up. We were looking for maybe a more delayed back test of 31 as support and that descending high trend, or not descending trend, descending wedge. But ADA faked us out pretty quickly, back testing it, breaking its high. 41.6 cents is the target. If it retakes 41.6, it looks amazing. The problem is, this is a really significant resistance. Really, really significant. You're right up in there. I think ADA, again, just say it again. I think ADA is going to 41.6. If it rejects before there, I'm looking for 31. I'm not going to look really to take a trade in the middle. The ADA separating from the pack here, as the rest of the market looking at red candles. ADA, a nice 3.8% candle. I will be excited and looking at ADA closely if it hits 41.6. For now, it's really just kind of playing out the bump and run. That's it. But it is steadily gaining, although most things are bleeding, so it's good. Monavale, what's up, Water Swig? Akali, Luna C, please. Maybe. Cortez, Crypto Anonymous. Hi, I'm Brazil. Hello, Brazil. Hello to Jess Little. Hello, Jess Little. How you doing, Jess Little? Cortez Crypto is a good dude because he's here. Shout out to Brazil and everyone from Brazil here. Calafrios YouTube. What's up, man? You got a check mark. Let's see your channel. What do you do? Calafrios YouTube. Paranormal videos. Woo. Cool. Cool stuff. What we got? Dang, yo, you got a few million view videos on YouTube. You're wild. What's up, Calafrios? Good to have you here, man. Love other tubers from different genres popping in. You are inspiring. Do I think ADA will retrace? Eventually, yes. I think it's going for 41.6. I'll be more interested in an entry down to 31. Right here, I'm not interested. No trade for me here. Maybe a trade at 41, maybe a trade at 31. Nothing right here. Thanks for stopping by, man. Good to see you. Stop in anytime. Kona Boy, what's up, man? Block Swan event? Where? When? I need a white Swan event. What's up, 9Ds? F, please. We haven't looked at Ethereum in a while. I can't say no. I gotta keep up with the big caps. Can't get too caught up in the shizzle coins. Ethereum heading to 17, I think. Oh, it did touch pretty perfectly over here on 1675. Yeah. 1772. That's what I'm looking for on Ethereum. Honestly, with momentum it's building, 21 is not out of the picture either. As Bitcoin approaches its August high, I'd be looking for like 21 on Ethereum. But Ethereum, it trolled us. It busted out of its symmetrical triangle, out of its 618 retracement, and just kept going. Did not give any F's about the pullback. The one thing I am worried about with Ethereum, not worried, but like the one thing that is catching my eye, Ethereum now struggling. We were looking for a bullish break here against Bitcoin. seems to be struggling with 0.77, coming back down. Honestly, if it breaks either of these lows, it's going to be in jeopardy of losing it. Boom. But for now, it's okay. It's okay. And even if it does break down versus Bitcoin, doesn't mean it's not going up in dollars. 1772 is my next upside target. Kind of in the short term. I mean, you could see a pullback just to that daily support. I can see that. Losing 1578, and I'm probably looking right back down to 1420. Blaze it. There you go. Here's your quick Ethereum recap. Bitcoin's just sitting there loading. New York crew, what's up, New York? What will I think happen next? I think the weekly is going to close. That's what I think. I don't know what's going to happen next, honestly. That's really not what analysis is about. Analysis is never about knowing. It's all about probability. What do I think the probability of happening next is? Probably some red. We've seen a bunch of green in a row. Probably some red, right? Hide the women and children. Okay. What's up, LNP? Evil boy for life. What's up, Sin City Crypto? Is that the real Sin City Crypto? The real? Because if it is, I need a wrench. Getting alerts. Are you gonna bounce? Are you gonna bounce, bitch choin? Is this the real one? Let's go to their channel. Sin City Crypto, good dudes. Out in LA. Making that content. You guys go subscribe to him. Let's give him a wrench. Ba-da. Ba-da-ba-da. Alright, Bitcoin just holding it. Hold the line. Coming in with like pennies. Pennies. If we break this, I think we see lower lows on our local. Did I look at APT? I did not yet. Good reminder though. Even though Bitcoin's getting spicy, let's look at APT because this thing absolutely has warranted our attention for now. What? In the last effing stream, guys. Who was here for this? In the last stream. Swear to God. Last stream. We haven't done this in months. We did moon targets. What? Oh my God. We said if 1033 breaks, we'll look for a 1618 extension. That's sitting at 1481. Apt had a beast day again today. Traded at 1457. Wow. Setting all-time highs. I don't remember all-time highs being set in bear markets, but Apt is now in price discovery to the upside. This is something we haven't had to explain in a long time because there hasn't been price discovery to the upside. What price discovery is essentially when an asset trades to a new price, a price it's never traded to before. When this happens, so if you break an all-time high, logically there are very limited sell orders placed above. There are some people are like, I want to sell at this price, sure, but it's much less than at previously traded prices. What we see is usually expansion of price or continuation of price until the market agrees. Until the market agrees on its value. So in this scenario, we really only have our fib tool to give us or guide us upwards for profit-taking targets. Our next profit-taking target, according to our fib tool, be 1758. Will it get there? I don't know. No one knows. It didn't completely hit 1482, but it got so damn close. It still may, but close enough. These are the only values that now exist on this chart, with one more, and that is the $10 previous all-time high. That is a likely area to find support if this sell-off rejects, or if this buy-up, sell-off, rally, whatever. If it rejects, likely area to find support. Nice psychological level, previous all-time high, and wouldn't you know it, 618 retracement. Wouldn't you know it? This would not surprise me. But betting down on something in price discovery to the upside is an extremely risky play. You don't know. You just don't know. You just have very little compass. This thing's beasting. It's awesome. It's wild. I did not expect this. You can see, like, I was looking like, all right, well, look at the chart. Well, we have resistance support below. Probably looking for that. Didn't get it. Didn't get it. Just kept breaking up. Holy shit. This is wild. We literally on the last stream, though, for the first time, we're like, okay, what if this does break the all-time high? We should do some moon math. I don't think we've done moon math since 21. Moon math works, baby. Apt looking solid. The last thing I would do, though, in the world would be go long on Apt right now. Personally. That's crazy. That's an insane thing to think about. It is up 350% from its low. It's wild. If you could get a position at 10, a smart trader might be able to make a profitable trade there. You might be able to scalp this on the way up if you're a higher risk tolerance. I'm not. I ain't interested in scalping stuff in price discovery. No, thank you. I have been burned on that. Don't need that again. This chart's just wild. Just wild. If you break 1482, looking for 17 pretty quick. We might even want to like use more extensions here. Let's put like our 4. Let's put our 2.6. Let's put our 3.6. Let's see. Definitely can see that. Like, I'm not saying it's going to 25 bucks. Not saying that. But, I mean, if it does make it over 17.5, that's probably where I'd look next. That's a big jump. Apt is wildin', man. I can't believe it's done this. It's awesome. Apt, please share your bullishness with the rest of the market. Thanks. Signed, everyone. Come on, Bitcoin. Just bounce already. Get up. Get up. Not really seeing it. Not really seeing it yet. It might break 22.4. It might break that daily low. If it does, I wouldn't even be surprised if it was just a liquidity grab. Maybe you have like a slightly lower low to stop out people looking to open right here at 22.4. But the probability then looks down at 21.8 pretty quickly. It's just paint drying, man. Just paint drying. I mean, you know, you guys, like I say, I don't give you financial advice. I don't tell you what to do with your money. I tell you the way I see it, the way my experience has guided me to success. And we can use all the logic in the world. Like I said, man, if you guys believe in Apt and you believe it's going to keep going, you might be right? But your upside, I mean, it isn't price discovery, which is like something that we just haven't seen in a long time. So a little bit better than just random market ordering on green candles. But like, I'm telling you, I've seen it 1,000 times. It almost never ends well. Like FOMOing into a rally and saying, well, that's what people are watching, so that it'll go up. Markets are very counterintuitive. The logical is almost always the opposite of what happens. But like you said, do you? If you feel it, go for it. I'm not gonna stop you, man. I'm not gonna stop you. I'm not gonna try. Holy shit, dude, the time just flies by. I love streaming when it's green. The last year was just so bad. It was so bad. And now in these like green days, we have like 1,000 viewers and I'm just like, time just flies. How have I been live for 2 hours already? How is that even possible? I have like 100 more charts to look at. How? What didn't we hit? What didn't we get to? Let's update Nano. Nano, we were looking for this really strong daily moving average setup right down here at like 70 cents. We did a little, I'll say this is like the most FOMO-y of the trade setups I placed on a live stream, because I recognized this setup and I said, man, this is a strong setup. As long as it doesn't trade below that 50 and 100 on the day, it's a really strong setup. It did not. It's back to the 200. Our trade is now just in green, just barely in green. Ooh, I don't like that touched over bot though. That could be a little swing failure in the painting. Let's see. I don't believe it. Indicators actually look a little bearish on this right now, but I don't believe it. This setup is such a good setup. Weird. Gotta get rid of some of these. No, this is beautiful, man. You've got the inverse head and shoulders set up. Your neckline's right there at the 200. All it has to do is take the 200. And this thing's looking to rocket. Same opinion. Same stop, obviously. Maybe a better entry. But same stop, same logic. Those moving averages are enough. Like, literally enough for me to be like, this is worthy of attention. Literally. You have to bust through these. AAVE just smashing up against resistance here, weakening it over and over and over again. It did hit its measured move. It hit its measured move. Looking good. VWAP coming down, momentum coming down the day. Daily could look a little better. I've been saying this over and over on this one, and it keeps skunking us, kind of like Aptos did. We kept looking for a retracement. We didn't get it. You are above your 200 daily. That's very strong. You do have very strong psychological and literal support at 75. I'd feel way better at 75 looking for a position. The only position I would look for, even though we've been nuked on them, will be short because you're at resistance. We got nuked on this one. We got nuked on this one. We did hit a long 2 though. AAV gets very interesting. It already is. It already is very interesting. 115. Maybe we should look at 95, 96 too, though. $96. Should we just be degens about it? Let's be degens. Sometimes you gotta. Plus, this keeps wrecking us on the shorts, so let's just look for a long. I don't know. I wouldn't take this trade personally, but at this point, this chart has eluded me over and over again. It's rewarded the long. I don't know. I wouldn't take this. I don't feel confident in it. But $96, likely a resistance above you. Probably a good spot to close a position. But 115, I think, is really going to call this chart. Might take longer. You might end up finally getting that retrace and then moving there. That would look good. Hasn't even touched the 200 daily on the backside. It's weird. AAVE, though. Defying gravity. ENJ was defying gravity. Pushed up into resistance. This is one that hasn't wrecked us on our shorts yet. From, what is that even? 43.7. We've seen multiple daily tests there. Weakening the resistance. Short is technically in profit at the moment. I'm still targeting 31.2. That's going to be a very strong support. I think that's a great place to take a position, in my opinion, at least. I think short was the play there. It's looking decent. Weirdly, this one kind of looks better than a few on the day. I don't know. Even though we're kind of short playing out. Whew. Whew. Oh, I wanted to look at this at the beginning. I always goof this up. Weekly, this is our home brewed chart. This is my Bitcoin versus inflation chart. Bottomed in November. Our weekly candle took us up past what was the previous resistance back here from the monthly. 1,000 on this chart. Climbing higher. Road to 40K. Road to 40K, baby. Our descending high trend found our resistance there. It's our macro high. All the way down. Uh-oh. I'm getting alerts. All the way down. Broke out. Maybe just going for a bump and run. Bitcoin going lower. Well, we're dumping. We're dumping. No. We have broken now the daily. Told you at the start. None of the low time frames look good. We got broken yesterday's low. We did not get a back test of 2269. We broke the range low. This could be a liquidity run. I mean, this could be a liquidity grab. We did say it wouldn't surprise me to see it break one more time lower and then bounce up for liquidity grab. But I think we broke the day range. We have our supports and our retracements below us. Those are logical targets. Where's the chart from today? I don't know. I might have closed it. At this point, I have no idea. So many charts. We've been live for hours, guys. Make sure you have liked and subscribed, joined our family. Make sure. We are growing through the bear market only because of you. We've surpassed 690 likes. Make sure you have notifications enabled, subscribed, liked, join the Discord. Best way to keep up with our stream. We can do a live airdrop after the stream. I don't want to go because we just broke, so I'm not going yet. Regardless of when we wrap this stream up, we will be live again in 2 days. It's scheduled. Speaking of the devil, it's scheduled. I need to relist it. It was unlisted. If we just bounce back up here, I'm gonna laugh. Lovely. There we go. At the end of the stream, you'll be redirected there. Let's see. Make sure you check out our sponsors and the links in the video description below. Trade with me on Bybit, with Market Cypher, and of course our educational playlist. Check it out. Let's see. We might have to like jump into this here. So we have started to retrace now. We didn't have retracement, I don't think, up until this point. No, we didn't have retracement literally until this fall. This fall started retracement on this run up. 0.5 retrace right there, 21.8, the price that we really want to close above. 618, right at our previous resistance. 21.5. These would be the logical levels to look for. Since our swing low to swing high, when we broke that range low, we broke into the 236, which means we began retracement. Next retracement level, 22.1, 21.8, 21.4, 21.5, etc. But it has begun retracing now, and that is actually a change since we started streaming. Got our logical spots below. 21.8 is really all I care about. I don't know. Is it going to go there today? I hope not. 5 minutes still looks ugly. 15's whatever. 30 still looks ugly. What about 45? Maybe rolling over. Great. Weird. 90 doesn't look anything like the rest of them. Let's see if liquidity popped. Not really. Kind of doubt that's the end of that. To be honest, kind of doubt it. Who's here? Adrian Babby is still spamming TWT or XEC. Man, you have commitment, dude. I don't usually like to commit. I don't usually like to like reward commitment to spamming, but here you go. This is what we're looking at for TWT. Literally, I don't know. Nothing has changed. We have an awesome freaking pattern on our weekly. We back tested it, holding 136. This thing is just primed. Lose 136, and this thing is not so primed. Let's get this back down. Really, this chart is as simple as that to me. You lose your low, you're not so beautiful. You lose your ascending low line, I'm out. As long as you're above 136, things are very good. Our trade got filled, I don't know, a few days after we placed it. targeting farther upside, man. There's not a lot else there. It's just chilling. It's a good chart. It doesn't look like anything else. It's weird. I actually bought $100 of this at 136. I'm not gonna buy any more. If it drops lower, I'm not gonna sell it. I don't care what happens. But I saw this and I was like, man, I do like that. So we'll see what happens. We'll see what happens. Bitcoin chilling. I love Tia like that simple. Yeah, dude, Era, that's the reason I actually pulled. That's the reason I did it. Did actually throw 100 at it. Because we do a lot of complex TA, esoteric TA that can be hard to understand, and it does give us some really, really great stuff sometimes. But man, when you find something simple, when you find a simple case like this, like it's not guaranteed to work or anything, but those are just, in my opinion, like the least stressful ones. It's like, man, you got this huge macro thing. You have a really close invalidation. Could be a good trade. So like this could still do this, like it could still do that and be fine. And it could still end up painting like that same thing. But this is just a really simple, if it stays here, it's good. If it doesn't, I'm out. Oh, now you're going to go back to the previous dick. You're looking for that, and it goes, nope, one more. Uno más, por favor. It's 4 o'clock, guys. We start at 1:30. We're not going to do any more requests. Sorry. We have done a stream of requests, as we do every day. This will be timestamped. Remember, the timestamps will be uploaded. You can just go back and check out the ones that you missed. We did a lot of charts today. We'll do a lot of charts in 2 days. We didn't look at Sol. Son of a bitch. All right, this is literally the last chart we're going to look at, I think. Why are your videos about trading not working on YouTube? What do you mean? Is that link wrong? Let me see if this link is wrong. Yep, that link's wrong. Wow, good eye. Thank you, sir. That has been wrong for a while. Is it wrong when it is it wrong when Streamlabs does it too? That's not good. Good eye. Thank you, my friend. Probably because it's in a playlist and I edited the playlist and so the value changed. Here. Hopefully this works now. Embarrassing. Where did Soul go? I thought I pulled it up. I thought I pulled it up. What the hell? I got distracted. Thank you, though. That's not good. Oh, but does the trading series one work though? Does this work? Okay, that does. Cool. Thank you. You're right. I was like, they work? No, they don't. They don't work. Because I goofed it up. Here you go. This link should work. Solana. Solonga. So long. Solana keeps snaking us on these supports. Keep snaking us, man. Right below its 200 moving average on the day. 32.85 is the upside resistance. You have some bearish divergence painting. Let's look at this weekly close. God, I'm tired now. You guys wore me out. You wore me out. A muted candle. It is holding on, so this was like the big takeaway for me is Sol above the 20 weekly. 22.37. Any position I would take, I would stop out below the 20 weekly. Hasn't reached that 32 mark, the looking left weekly rejection. That would be the next logical upside target. I'm looking up as long as it's above the 20 weekly, which it is. Not the strongest close, to be honest. But I'm not seeing it's, doesn't look like it's stopped quite yet. Yeah, 32 is the big boss. You can see from 21, it was the only monthly support on the way up. And in 22, it was the only monthly support on the way down. And now it's returning to it to test it as resistance. That is my take. It can break it, move higher, or it can reject. Maybe it goes re-explores its lows. We'll see it. We'll see day by day. Day by day, step by step. All right. All right. Hopefully that works now. I love you guys. I want to do all of your charts. I want to do every single one. You know I do. We've been live for 3 hours. We ain't going to be doing all of them. I can't. It's just like I can't. I'll get burned out if I just stay on forever. Like, pull this up. This is an old crap. Why is this one even here? Is Gala moved at all? You guys just making me look at stuff that hasn't moved because you're worrying about it. Hasn't moved. Still consolidating below resistance. Stopped out our short like a son of a bitch. If it breaks 5.5 cents, we're looking for some pretty exaggerated upsides, but it's not there yet. Ow. Ow. All right. Join the Discord. What's the name of the AI that can search patterns and charts? I do not know, Stex. It's a cool idea. I've heard of it. You almost don't even need AI. You just need like if-then statements, honestly. We've had 800 viewers throughout this whole thing. It's effing awesome. Let's fucking go, fam. I love you. I'm tired. I gotta do some voiceovers too for some more shorts and stuff. My day's not done. We've been streaming like 3 hours. We've done this over and over and over again. I love doing it. I love being able to do all this stuff. But like, I can't go on forever. I'm just a human. Check out LuxAlgo as well. Not a sponsor of the channel, but a really great indicator we were using at the beginning of the channel. Or beginning of the stream. See, I'm using my words weird. In the meantime, we will be live. You'll be redirected there to the next stream in 2 days. Make sure to click notify me, etc. Check out the playlist of shorts. We should have more coming out. They're all fire quality content. Remember, we're looking 21.8 is really where we want to see this week close. We've got 3 hours. Anything could happen. But at the moment, it's looking decent. It's looking decent. Looking decent. 21.8. That's all I'm asking. Hope you guys have a great start to your week. I'm bouncing out. Jump in the Discord. Check out the sponsors. I love you. Get in the Discord. You get the free airdrop. I'm done. I love you. I'll see you in 2 days. Crown out.